It's not a good day to be a bad guy.
What's up, metalheads? This is Wayne.
And Michelle.
And we are from the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. And you are listening to
Burton and Aaron on the Lost in the Dark podcast.
Raise your horns.
Lost in the dark.
Welcome back, Crip Crow! Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. Tonight, we are joined by extraordinarily special guests all the way from Toledo, Ohio, motherfucking Cerebral Cortex. Come on. Like this, they were in studio. Yo, this shit's gonna be the Mad Notes. So, we'll get into that in a second. But before we do, as always, we got some shout outs. First up, as always, our brothers from Wisconsin, the Dipping Milk in Cookies podcast. Join Garrett, the Cookie Commander Smith, and Mike, the Master Milker Segovia, as those two best friends try to figure out this thing we call life using friends, guests, and microphones. And all I can say is it's absolutely one of my favorite podcasts. I look forward to a new episode every week, and there's only a small handful of podcasts that I do that for, and they got these amazing segments like the Master Milker's Mysterious Mysteries, where they dive into all things strange and paranormal and everything, and it's absolutely amazing. I had the honor to finally meet Garrett the Cookie Commander Smith, who is of course also the guitarist of Reflection of Flesh. I got to see them perform live and meet Garrett finally on Halloween night this year up here at the Diesel Concert Lounge in Michigan. And it just totally blew my mind. It was the first time I ever got to meet someone who a fellow podcaster who I'm a genuine fan of. And it was absolutely an amazing experience, and I cannot recommend their podcast enough. It's one that I go to all the time. Every chance I get, every new episode, I'm listening. So I fucking love these guys to death. So everybody be sure to check out all things Dipping Milk in Cookies podcast. Next up, our Michigan family. You heard at the top of the episode, the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. Coming to you from the glacial dumping ground known as the Michigan Basin, Wayne and Michelle are a Michigan-based husband and wife educator and podcasting duo that examine UFOs and other paranormal topics within Michigan and beyond. Topics include UFOs, the paranormal, conspiracy theories, ghosts, alternative history, the Michigan Dogman, Bigfoot, cryptids, and all things strange and paranormal. Wayne and Michelle are two of my favorite fucking people that I've ever met through doing this podcast. Aaron and I have been on their show. They've been on our show. We recently, right at the end of October, we did a crossover grab bag episode where Wayne and I just dove down every fucking rabbit hole we could find, and it was absolutely outstanding. Every opportunity that I have to get to talk to them is always a genuine pleasure. I absolutely love them. They're another one. They're another podcast where I look forward to every new episode every single week, and absolutely one of my favorite paranormal podcasts going right now. So if you're into strange things, the cryptid, the paranormal, be sure to check out all things Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. Now, band shout out time. First up, we got our absolute Crip Crew family in more ways than I could ever possibly describe. The Convalescents! Without the Convalescents, I wouldn't even know who Reflection of Flesh is. Dipping Milk Cookies. Without them, the whole I've at least met the whole band. Keith, the lead vocalist, has been on the show quite a few times now. He's one of our favorite guests. He always has the best stories, and these guys are just. I don't even if you don't know who they are and you're not paying. This is a band that in normal times will play 300 days a year. Okay. This is a relentless, reckless, forever band. This is fucking one of the best bands, like absolutely one of the best bands going right now. Like, you know, like when I was growing up, you know, every big show I went to was opened by Dahlia, Hatebreed, or Battlecross. And then as I got older, it was the Convalescents. And so they are just that next. And they are just some of the hardest working people in the metal scene. I know they've been working on a new album, which I cannot fucking wait for. And they absolutely just mean the fucking world to me. So everybody be sure to check out All Things Convalescence. They're going on tour in Europe. So if you're seeing this and you're overseas, holy shit. First of all, let me know. Please let me know in the comments if I have any overseas listeners. That would mean the world to me. But they're going on tour in Europe in February with fucking Carnifex and many more. So that's going to be insane. Cannot wait. I'm so happy for them. And yeah, so everybody be sure to check out All Things Convalescence. Next up, Lansing's own, a band I definitely don't give enough shout outs to, our brothers, our literal family. Guys that, like, if they were to literally hit me up at 2 a.m. and be like, I need someone to drink with, I need someone to smoke with, I need someone to hide a body, I would go. Our brothers, Recorruptor! Come the fuck on. Recorruptor is absolutely one of my favorite bands. They released The Funeral Corridor last year at the height of pandemic. And ever since then, they've been working on a new one. And they will be on an upcoming episode very, 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 very soon. It's already recorded. So keep an eye out for that. But definitely check out, hit up Bandcamp, hit up their socials. And pick up a physical copy of The Funeral Corridor or even a digital download, whatever, if you haven't yet, because it is the Mad Notes, yo. It is the Mad Notes. So everybody, be sure to check out All Things Recorruptor. Absolutely, like, our fucking brothers. So I love them so much. So be sure to check out All Things Recorruptor. But without further ado, this episode is fucking insane because these guys drove all the way up to Lansing from Toledo, Ohio, just to be physically in studio and on the show. And this isn't even a real studio. This is just a room in the house that I rent a room in. So, like, it was just, I cannot tell you how much it means to me that these guys came all the way up here for this and they were on the show. And I mean, like, I met them offhandedly at an event, which we'll talk about in the episode. And it just absolutely, they mean the absolute world to me. And hopefully this comes out before December 11th, but they have a show in Jackson, Michigan at the Music Box on December 11th. So, and I will be there. So everybody, if you can be there on December 11th, check out Cerebral Cortex at the Music Box in Jackson, Michigan. And if you find me, I think I'm out of stickers, so I'll buy you a drink. If you come up to me and say, hey, heard you on Lost in the Dark, I'll buy you a drink. So there it is. Cerebral Cortex, December 11th, Jackson, Michigan. They released a new single recently that I reacted to. They are the Mad Notes, yo. So everybody, please help me in welcoming Crip Crow. Help me in welcoming our brothers from Ohio, Cerebral Cortex. Love you all. Enjoy. Here we go. We're back. We got Cerebral fucking Cortex in the house tonight, everybody, in the crypt coming at you. We got Jeremy, Richard, and Collin from Cerebral Cortex on the show right now. How you guys doing?
Pretty fucking awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you
Glad
guys.
to be here.
I ain't doing too bad.
Thank you guys so much for coming. You guys journeyed to get here today. You guys, honestly, this is kind of crazy for me because I've had bands in the studio before, but they were all of them pretty much have been local. You guys are the first band from out of Lansing to be in the studio and the first people I've had back here since fucking pandemic. So, this is crazy for me. Thank you guys so much for coming all the way up here.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having us.
Definitely. It means a lot. So definitely. Now we I don't know how much can we talk about it? Like we met a few weeks ago And actually, yeah, you guys would have met my cousin Preston as well. He was there too with me.
Okay.
And we met for the first time ever. We were being extras at a filming in a concert for the Convalescents for a movie that it'll be featured in. I'll leave out the name for now. We'll get into that. I haven't talked about that night at all yet, and that was fucking incredible. Had either of you guys ever done anything like that before? I mean, I know you. I'm sure you filmed music videos and stuff, but
I've never even done a music video.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah, we haven't done any music videos yet.
I know. Well, I know
Plan to.
for that the single. You guys recently released a single, and it was like a visualizer, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but I mean, had either of you guys ever done anything like that before? Because that was my first time.
Oh, for the music video?
No. For like the being an extra in a movie.
Oh no, that was definitely the first time.
Right?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
When
I was actually I was also helping Nate because Nate's the director of that movie.
Yes,
and
yeah.
he was he had me hold the fucking the boom mic, and it was kind of like last second, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll help you out. And then like after I was holding the boom mic for a while, like after he was done like with me having to do that, like I just kind of like jumped in the pit when they started playing, so it was pretty badass.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
fucking. You got to hold the mic. That's sick.
I think he hit me in the back of the head, dude.
Maybe a couple times.
That's. I mean, it's kind of funny because it was like, really, it was just like we had to act like we were at a convalescent show, and they had the music loud enough to where like I was like, are they actually playing? Like it's kind of sounds like they're actually playing. So it wasn't really acting, you know, it was just us being
Right.
metalheads in a concert, you know what I mean? Like that's what we normally do.
I just remember they told us it was gonna take like a bunch of takes. They got it after like the second take.
Yeah.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was way quicker than I thought it was going to be. But it was a good time. It was a good experience, and I got to meet you guys, and now we're here. So this is fucking fantastic. We got Cerebral Cortex. Now, this is the first time you guys have ever been on the show, and so I have like kind of like some standard questions that I like to ask everybody who's on for the first time, just because I'm genuinely interested. First up, and this is for everybody, 99.9% of the population thinks that the music that we all love and you guys play is fucking unlistenable. You know what I mean? Like most people hate heavy metal. And so I'm curious, how did each of you individually even get into this music to begin with? I'm always
I
fascinated
got
by
a great
this.
story for that one.
Fuck yeah. Go ahead.
I thought I was a gangster. Okay. Skater, rap kid. Next Eminem. You know what I mean?
Love Eminem, dude. Love him.
And, one day I called my friend's wife because it was my other friend's sister-in-law, and I was trying to get hold of my friend.
Okay.
And they had one of those Verizon ringtones, and it was a breakdown. It was Abandon All Ships Take One Last Breath breakdown. But I never heard metal before in my life. And next thing I know, I was like, Take One Last Breath. And I was just like, what is this?
Wait, you'd never heard it before?
Never heard of metal.
And then you heard a breakdown on a ringtone.
Yeah.
Was it a flip phone or a smartphone? You don't know?
Probably a BlackBerry.
But Jesus Christ. Okay.
Flip phone ringtones were the shit back in the day.
Yeah, dude, that's why I asked that.
But it wasn't like the phone ringing. Like it was the dial tone. Like
Okay. Oh, I know. Okay, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But I was like, what is that? You know, I was like, what was that I just heard before you picked up the phone? And she explained it, and I was like, yes. And metal ever since then.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Ever since. So what was do you have an approximate year for that? Roughly?
Definitely after 2009.
Okay.
Because I moved to Texas in 2009. And
Oh,
that's
shit.
When I met them.
So
Definitely after 2009, 100%.
what would you say like the first like band you got into was?
That's a good question.
And that also means you like the breakdowns. So that
Yes. Anything generic, simplified, zeros, crash symbols, you know.
Yeah.
China It's all the way. First band, probably the Devil Wears Prada for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I was trying to be a stereotypical emo kid at the time. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get with it. This is my new thing. And
So like Suicide Silence.
I
Did you
never
ever-
really listened to them back
Really?
in the day. But
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like to be on the fad train.
Fair enough.
Everybody blew up about Mitch's death, and I was
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna come back when this isn't
A thing.
a thing.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, I don't want to be like, oh, you only listen to him because it's like, no.
Right.
I'm gonna wait till that part's over and respect him as a musician, not respect him as, oh, he died. Who is he? Like,
I feel that. Yeah, I like that.
you know. But I don't really listen to them as much as I think I should.
They're really good. They're really
Uh,
good. Their old stuff, I mean, with Mitch, you know, it's really good. I didn't get into them until much later myself. Like, honestly, it was like two or 3 years ago where I first really, when I found You Only Live Once. That music video blew me away, and I just found it like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I've gotten really into them since. So yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get where you're coming from with that. But yeah, what about you guys?
So my dad, he was big into Black Sabbath, Metallica, all that good stuff. So Ozzy, you know, his solo project. So he kind of like showed me the way with that stuff. But like what really got me into metal
This is the way.
and playing guitar was actually fucking Guitar Hero.
No shit.
Yup.
Seriously?
That got me hooked. And I was like, you know what? I want to play guitar after like doing that stuff.
I'm awful at Guitar Hero.
Yeah. And but I actually like the first instrument I started playing was the cello and orchestra.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
So the
so
big low bass.
That got me some musical knowledge
Mhm.
like beforehand, and then just like, but yeah, fucking got me into Korn. Cause like the first game I played was Guitar Hero 4, the World Tour.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And has a bunch of great songs on it. So I just pretty much went from there. Like just started finding new bands from the bands I found from that game.
Yeah.
And just
That's
went on. Yep.
that's fucking awesome. Like you're honestly, that's crazy, kind of, because like when I was growing up, I would like you know, I went to school here in Lansing or East Lansing, and all my friends were super into video games, but nobody was into metal. I was the only one. And then Guitar Hero comes out, and all of a sudden everybody knows what Symphony Destruction is and stuff like that, and Crazy Train. And I'm like, these are my favorite songs. Like, what are you guys talking about? And but none of them. It was all just about the game. So the idea that like you found it and it actually inspired you to get not only get into this music but play it, like that's insane. And I just had somebody else on. Fuck, I'm blanking on his name right now. I'm so sorry, man. Damn it, I can't remember his name right now, but he's one of the members of a band you guys just played with, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on October 30th. War. He one of their guys. I asked him that same question, and he found metal from the first Iron Man movie when they played the song
shit.
Iron Man, and he's like, "What is that?" And then he got into metal, and now he's in fucking War. Like, great band, such a great band. So
Yeah,
like
they're
that's
fucking killer.
yeah. So that's awesome. That's how I was always kind of hoping that that it would have that sort of effect. That game would eventually have that sort of effect on people, and that's awesome to hear that it did on you. So hell yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it sucks that they don't really like release any more rock bands or guitar heroes anymore.
Yeah, they don't really.
I love
It's
mean-
weird. Actually, now that you say that, it was
Yeah.
so big. It
Because
was
it'd be
so
badass to
big.
have that for like the new
They
consoles
just-
and
they,
stuff,
like,
or at least like a
oversaturated
reboot, you know?
Yeah.
I think they just put out so many games, just kind of crashed.
Right.
You know.
I love Colin's story about how he plays bass.
Oh,
Why he plays bass.
Okay. My story is a little goofy. So I actually did not really care about music or have a passion for music until I was like mid-teens. Like I wish I started way earlier, but it was for like, and I didn't even really listen to metal until like more recently. Oh man, I'm just gonna sound like a poser. No, no, it was
You're not a poser.
it was like 2016 for the 30th anniversary of Master of Puppets. They were playing Master of Puppets songs on the radio all the time, and I was just like, dude, what is this? This like sounds really cool. I remember ones in particular being like Leper Messiah.
Yep.
Like, of course, like the title track Master Puppets. I thought was super cool.
Battery.
And yeah, dude, like Battery, and then Disposable Heroes,
Oh,
especially.
so good.
I was just like, dude, this is really, really cool. And I started asking my dad about it, and he's just like, oh, I got like some stuff to show you or whatever. And I just remember watching Cliff 'Em All, and where he does that bass solo right before For Whom the Bell Tolls. I remember being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
What the fuck is that? That looks fucking awesome. And after that, I wanted to start playing music. Dude, this is how much knowledge I lacked about music. I thought he was playing a guitar, so I asked for guitar lessons. I was so dumb, dude. But yeah,
Hey,
I ended up getting a guitar, and then like a week later, I found out he had a bass. I was just like, oh, what have I done?
I'm not even playing the right instrument.
Yeah, so like I didn't really, once I found that out, I'm like, dude, I don't even want to play guitar. I want to play bass. So I didn't really like try too hard with my guitar lessons. I ended up getting a bass like a year later on my 16th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and like I just turned 20, so I've been playing it for like only like 4 years. But I never had bass lessons either. It was like all self-taught. I've like learned by playing with other people, you know. But yeah, that's the whole reason I started. And like, and we're playing like pretty heavy music too. I remember the first time I heard Cannibal Corpse, I was just like, this is horrible. Like, I hated it. So
Now read his shirt.
And look, I've got a Cannibal Corpse shirt.
Respect the neck, motherfuckers. Yes. Yes. The best Cannibal Corpse shirt. Like,
Yeah, dude. But yeah, when I first listened to it, I was just like, oh my god, this is horrible. And then like, there was something about it. I'm just like, okay, I'll just try it again. Like, and it was Evisceration Plague. That
It's like
music
beer,
video.
it grows on you.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's an acquired taste.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, I kept watching that music video for Evisceration Plague over and over again, just being like,
Great video.
this is fucking wild, dude. And then like I just slowly got into that, and then like progressively heavier and heavier stuff. Like I remember like Cattle Decap when Death Atlas came out. I got like a Spotify ad for it. I was just like, dude, who names their band Cattle Decapitation? Like, that's fucking crazy. So I went to go check it out, and I was just like, just kept getting into heavier and heavier stuff.
Death Atlas might be like the best death metal album released in the last 10 years. It's unfucking believable. I was listening to it earlier today.
As
great
a
album.
whole,
It's
it's
so good.
It's so from start to finish,
Yeah.
such a solid album. They just announced their new tour. I'm gonna go see them at the Foundry.
Just
in
announced.
Lakewood.
Yep. They literally like 3 days ago, they just announced finally the Death Atlas tour, because obviously like that came out, and then they did
they
the
brought
Bring Back the Plague
Plague.
video during it was like a whole pandemic thing, which they released that album and then pandemic happened and they had a song called Bring Back the Plague. So it like, how
irony.
this is impossible to plan. Like, that's impossible. Like, it's so fucking good though. Such an amazing album. That's wild. That's wild. So it's also crazy to me that you got into it on Cliff Burton, who amazing, and then the first time you hear Cannibal, you didn't like it. Where I would describe Alex Weber as the greatest death metal bassist of all time.
That's actually how I found, like, I was so obsessed with Cliff. I was like reading his biographies and stuff, and then like there was parts that written about Alex in those things, like bassist for Cannibal Corpse and stuff, and I was just like, well, Cannibal Corpse, like, it said that Cliff Burton was an influence on him. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go check this out. And I first heard it, and I was just like, why? No, I'm just like, I kept listening to it though. I'm just like, some of the bass parts in those songs are
Unfortunate.
super intricate.
Unfortunate.
Oh no,
Death fell over.
like,
What was that, Buddy Christ?
oh
Yeah, Buddy Christ. Thank you. Fuck yes. Thank you for noticing. Hell yeah, right next to Death.
there you go.
That's where he goes, and the Crypt Keeper.
Dude, that's what I looked like at the Battle Cross show.
Yeah, actually.
But yeah, like his bass parts on like Frantic
Dude.
Disembowelment.
Oh my
and stuff
God.
like that. It's just like
I found Cannibal on Wretched Spawn. That was honestly, it was an accident. It was
one of their best records,
Dude.
in my opinion. Like
Same.
I still listen to it
Yep.
all the time.
and you know, obviously you know the cover, the artwork.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. I went to go pick it up from the exchange, and I got the censored cover.
Ah. See, I was in. There used to be this.
Sounds like some Walmart stuff.
Yeah, censored bullshit. There used to be this CD store in downtown East Lansing that I would go to called CD Warehouse, and I remember one day walking in there and flipping through like the death metal section or whatever, and I came across that album, and when I saw it, it made me. I didn't really know who Cannibal Corpse was or anything like that. I really didn't have much knowledge at that point in time, and when I saw that cover, it made me feel weird. I was like, I felt like I shouldn't be seeing this. You know what I mean? I felt like it was like, it's not something that should be seen. Like, there's something wrong
You felt
about
guilty?
it. Kind of. Yeah, there was a little bit of that in there, definitely. And then my next thought was, well, if this makes me feel weird and I love heavy metal, how's it going to make the cashier feel? So that's why I bought it. Just to freak out the fucking cashier. Like, this is the guy that's going to buy that one. Like, I just bought it to freak him out. And then I listened to it, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is a great album. And I showed it to my cousin, and yeah, we've been in love with Cannibal ever since. Like, but that's definitely the first album that really got us into it. Just because of the raw violence of the cover. And, side note, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but the one guy has done the artwork for every...
Vincent Locke.
Right there. Vincent Locke.
Every single album, really.
Every album.
No shit.
Every album. And he's a Michigan man. He lives right up here.
Oh, that is awesome.
What's up?
Even crazier. Now, I don't know about currently, but he is featured. If you guys have ever seen it, it's available on YouTube, but you can get it on DVD too. The Centuries of Torment, which is Cannibal Corpse basically like did like if you include both discs, it's like a 6-hour fucking documentary about Cannibal, leading all the way up to, I want to say, Kill. I think Kill is when they did it. And they interview Vince Locke, and he's like, yeah, I've actually never seen him live. Like, the guy that's done all their artwork had never... Now, I don't know, that was about 10 years ago now. So maybe in the last 10 years he has. But yeah, I follow him.
He's seen it by now.
I would hope so. There was actually one time where some buddies of mine, a local band here in Lansing, Recorruptor, opened for Cannibal at the intersection in Grand Rapids. And amazing show. And I remember, like, I messaged him because I follow him on everything. So I messaged him. I was like, you going to the show tonight? And I don't think he ever responded, but I looked for him and I didn't see him, so I don't know. But hopefully he has seen him by now. He's absolutely one of my favorite cover artwork artists of all time, and that's, you know, I still collect fucking CDs. I don't do the digital thing really. Like I'll get the CD and then I'll put it on the computer and then put it on the iPhone.
It's like better to have like the physical copy.
That's what I like.
I think I've got like.
I need the booklet.
Yeah,
the
I
artwork.
always look through the booklet. I just
Yep.
got the new Mastodon CD.
Ooh.
Like looked through the booklet. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I've got like somewhere like 200 CDs.
Fuck
or
yeah.
something like that.
Fuck yeah. Those 4 boxes right there. The one on the right is just for new stuff, but I have like 8 more completely full in storage right now. So
Oh, it's awesome.
yeah, like I'm all about that. Definitely hard
We'll
copy.
be adding one more today.
I
What
got
now?
you a Cerebral album if you want it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got it in my truck. Or my trunk, my bad.
No, yeah,
Not my truck.
absolutely. Holy shit, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So then I guess, okay, so now we got the metal origins out of the way. Give me, again, for all of you, because I know you all definitely have different stories about this, how did you guys come together and as Cerebral Cortex?
So, Cerebral we first started back when there was a different lineup. It was me.
What year did it start?
It was like late 2018. We kind of
Beautiful.
formed together. but it was like a whole different lineup. But the new lineup now, well, basically April Fool's Day, I hit up Richard, and because I was looking for a new vocalist, because like him and like most of the other people in the band were, it was just a mess, really. Yeah, I hit Richard up, and he was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll give it a go." And
Didn't even think twice. Nope.
Nope.
He was like,
I heard his
"You
vocals, and it's
interested in
like,
being-"
yeah,
He said, "You interested in being?"
this dude's good. He's got
vocalist
chops.
for my band? And I was like, sitting in my room listening to Chelsea Grin, the Desecration of Eden.
Fuck yeah.
Desolation of Eden album. And just sitting there smoking some weed, you know, chilling. April Fool's Day, I'm like, I see it, I don't open it, and I text him. I'm like, "Yo, this just happened. Like, it's an April Fool's joke." So I was like, "This is an April Fool's joke." He's like, "No, I'm serious." Pulled up like 3 days later, and yeah, I didn't feel. This is my first project, actually.
This is your first band.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Yeah,
So
you definitely
Split.
got some chops.
Split's the first song I've ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, like
So-
Deathfest was his first show.
Yeah, Death Fest was my very first show.
We will come back to that definitely. But go on.
Oh yeah, but yeah, this year 2021, that's pretty much how we all got together. So yeah, that's April 2021, and then
Okay. So that was just this year. Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So the only song he's been on so far is our single "Split." That
Out now.
the first EP was with the old members, which so I pretty much founded the band and had a vocalist named Jeff, and we had a bass player named Trent and drummer named Dominic. And but for the EP, it was me tracking the guitar, bass, and programmed the drums, because we actually found, this was back in 2019, mind you, and yeah, programmed the drums, went to the studio and got the EP out like that. And but yeah, there was that. We played a couple shows, then COVID happened, and then it just kind of went downhill from there. And then fucking 2021 came around. Was like, all right, got to reform this group, because fucking, well, it really wasn't like the whole group being reformed at first, because like everyone else in the group was like still on it. It was just old vocalist Jeff. We had like some disagreements. He left the band, and then so yeah, it was Richard and I going forward, and then we needed a bass player too. So I met Collin at our boy Hunter Hild's house.
Random party.
Yep,
Dude.
random party.
Practice.
And there was a bass there, and I was just like, it was like a real fancy one, dude. And I was just like,
It's his bass now.
it is my bass now. It wasn't my bass at the time. It was before I ended up buying it off the guy.
What is it?
Dude, Schecter.
Oh, I love Sheckies.
Schecter Diamond Series, like the Evil Twin, too.
Oh,
It's got like
God, I love
the ebony fretboard and like the Roman numerals engraved on the.
oh,
It's so good.
beautiful.
But yeah, I was just like kind of dicking around on it, you know, like, and we didn't think, like, we were just sitting around playing Mortal Kombat and stuff, and like,
Pretty metal. Pretty metal.
the next day I got a text from Richard. He's just like, "Do you want to join my band?" And at first I said no. I was just like, because I'm in another band at the called Repetend, and then at the time I was also trying out for this another death metal band, or technical death metal band called Broodmonger. I was like, because all those guys are super cool. Like, I wanted to play with them, and then like this time it was like maybe like a week later or something. I don't know. I was like listening to the EP and stuff, and like I was kind of like rethinking stuff about playing with Broodmonger. I texted Richard back. I was just like, you know what, dude? I think I will join your band. Like, let's just meet up sometime and jam. And we did, and it was awesome. I was just like, dude, all the material's really cool. Like, everything's cool. And like, this is super recent. I think like June.
Holy shit.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, it was. And like
You know
that.
what? It couldn't have been June.
No, it was June, dude.
Had to be like the first week of July.
Oh, you know what? It actually might have been like late June, early
Because
July.
you learned the songs within 2.5 weeks, and our drummer
Yeah.
learned the entire EP
Yeah.
within 5 to 4 days, and didn't even know the rest of the song until.
So
we
yeah,
played the
story
set.
about that.
Yeah, that gets insane. Yeah, but I joined like super last minute, and like it was like right before Death Fest. Like
Fucking
that
killed
was
it.
that was our
Mhm.
goal. Like we got a lineup together like last minute. We're just like, we have to get ready for Death Fest.
So yeah, the story behind that. So we actually so Death Fest was confirmed back in February, and that was before.
Things were still hot.
Yeah, things were still hot. Well, actually, it was like 2020. It was supposed to happen.
Yes.
It got pushed back.
Yes.
Got pushed back like twice.
Thank God.
Like the original one was supposed to have like, we were gonna open up for like Mushroom Head, which would have been fucking badass.
Yeah.
They got taken off, and Jungle Rot was put on for 2021 July or August. My bad. But yeah, we had it confirmed back in February.
Excuse me.
But yeah, our drummer, he was still in the band, but he just it just wasn't working out for him with his schedule. So I was like, well, fuck, we still got to play the show.
Yeah.
We got to find a new drummer. We were already actually jamming with Cameron,
Okay.
and I asked him, I was like, so we got 2 weeks before the show. You think you can learn those songs by then? He was like, man, I don't know. I'll give it a go. That's my best Cameron impression. But
days.
Cameron, he fucking killed it. He was listening to the songs for the first week. Then the 5 days, he fucking learned them fast as fuck.
Oh my god.
And then
Delusionist.
the day before, the day
didn't
before,
have
he didn't know
Delusionist.
Delusionist yet. But we grinded the set like fucking 7 times the night before. And fucking killed it the next day.
That whole week was.
Microphone.
I done forgot.
Yeah, it was a grind. It was
That
a
whole
big
week
grind.
was insane. Like
Holy
I remember,
shit.
and I live like super far away from everybody. Like they're all
Really?
Yeah, I'm like about an hour. I live about an hour and a half away from Jeremy.
Oh,
He
wow.
lives in Norwalk.
Oh, wow.
He lives in Toledo, and I live in Portland.
So yeah, it's just
and
like kinda
Ohio's
all
huge, like
spread out.
Michigan. Yeah.
And Cameron's like right in
So-
the middle.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. So
middle of nowhere.
it really is in the middle of nowhere, dude. It's good for practice though.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one can hear our new material. It's all hidden.
No
it's
leaks.
No leaks.
Yeah, I drove all the way up to Toledo and then like just stayed for a few nights or for like a night or two, and we just grinded the songs like
Oh my god.
Yep.
over and over, and then
That's-
like I think when I was going home, you were going over to Cameron's and like grinding the songs. It was just like rapid, and then we got Dylan, he was one of the old
Yeah.
members. We got
Dylan
him-
only practiced with us twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Days before the show.
we
Well,
only had 2 full
he was
band
he was in
practices
the
before
band for a
show.
while too. He was the other guitarist, but yeah, that was his last show with us in August, and then we got a new guitarist, John, to play the most recent one we did,
Beast.
the Halloween
Beast
show.
guitarist.
Yeah,
He
John
plays
is
something that looks like
awesome,
that
dude.
in a way.
Oh yeah, he's got
Beast.
a V guitar.
Love
It's
the V.
Jackson.
Oh hell yeah, Randy Rhoads. Hell yeah. Or King V. It could be King V if it's Jackson. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, it's King V. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the
It's shorter.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's just the.
Funny story about John.
Double
Though. So, anyways, Cameron, I'm currently forming a band called Vow of Silence. And,
Vow of Silence.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have material, been on like a 3-year hiatus just from the beginning. And Cameron ended up, he wanted to do it. Some stuff happened. Didn't. That's how I knew Cameron.
Okay.
Hit him up for Cerebral. And then my friend Cody was interested in Vow, and I was like, you can try out for Cerebral. And he showed up. He was all right. And John pulled up. And then Cody looked at me and said, you guys found you a guitarist. Dude was in the room for like 3 seconds.
Straight.
fucking shredded.
Every note on the scale, bro. He was hitting it. And we were just unspoken. Just automatically knew this is the guy. This
Oh,
It was
fantastic.
his first show at the Battlecross show.
Jesus
Yeah.
Yeah,
Christ.
so my first show was Death Fest. His first show. Cameron's second show. His third show. And I don't know how many shows you played. So we're all kind of new to this.
Yeah. No, how many shows?
But we're
have
killing
you?
it though.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like so yeah. How many shows have you played live?
I've got. Let's see. By the time I played
With
Death
let's
Fest-
say with Cerebral Cortex.
Oh, with Cerebral. I've only played 2 with Cerebral.
Okay.
So it's been 2 as the new lineup.
Yeah,
Okay.
And it's both have been at the Toledo Main Street Bar and Grill.
Death Fest and the one with Battlecross.
Yeah.
Yep,
The
yep.
next
And,
show
like,
we're headlining in Mansfield on
Yeah,
the
we're
4th of December.
Shut the fuck up.
Headlining.
Mansfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think we're.
And after that, we
playing
got a
with-
show December 11th in Jackson, Michigan.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude.
Where? What's venue?
It's called the Music Box. We're opening for August Lies Buried and
Okay.
Divisive. You know those 2 bands?
I don't honestly, and
They're,
I've never
they're from
heard of a
Nashville.
venue. I've never even heard of a venue in Jackson. I thought I knew every venue in the fucking state.
Well, here you
Like
go.
Jackson's not. Yeah, no, I will. December 11th. I will fucking try to be there for
Hell
sure.
yeah,
That's
dude.
100%, 100%. Holy shit, though. Okay, so now, okay, Mansfield. Is that like are you playing at the Mansfield Reformatory?
I wish.
We're
No.
playing with
Okay.
Belchers.
Yeah, we're playing at this place called Belcher's House of Rock. Like
Okay,
they've
okay.
had a lot of cool bands come through there. Like Nunslaughter's played there. Like I saw.
All right.
Limb Splitter. Have you heard of Sanguisuga Bog?
It's like a super ball.
Nope.
Well, it's they're pretty
There he
awesome.
goes
They
again.
just got signed on Century Media.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
they're- Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that's great.
super cool. But it's his other band is called Limb Splitter. Like I saw them there. Like it's a really cool venue, and I've played there with my other band called Repetend.
Repetend.
Yeah,
All right.
it's more like
Swear it's
Kinda
not
like-
repented.
this. Yeah, everyone sees it. They're just like, does it say repented? I'm like, no. It's supposed to mean like the repeating bar over a decimal, like something that goes on forever, you know? It's,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Like, it's like progressive, like sludgy stuff. But yeah, I've played a few shows with them, but now
He
I'm,
actually
I'm
has
catching.
vocals.
I'm gonna start catching
them
up
too.
with Cerebral. Probably play more shows with Cerebral.
So
a lot more shows.
So with Cerebral, did you guys ever have a show before pandemic?
Yeah, we had 2 of them.
Okay.
It was our first show was actually a Halloween show. It was at the Polish Ostrich in Toledo.
Okay.
And then our second one was January 2020.
So right
It was
before.
right before we opened for Bro Job, Hunt the Dinosaur.
Oh
It
shit!
was,
Hell yeah!
at the Ottawa Tavern in Toledo.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh yeah, it was fun as shit. It was
Oh,
fucking
okay.
badass.
I had no idea the band existed, and I was still in high school.
And you saw him, and
Crazy
you're like,
young.
"What the fuck is this?"
I didn't even see him.
alright.
I'm just like thinking of the time frame. I'm just
I
like,
actually met Jeremy before Cerebral, and he told
Mm-hmm.
me about it. It was at a Habitual Gloom show in Toledo at Frankie's.
Okay.
In
And,
2019.
We were just hanging out, and I was like I said, I've been on hiatus of Val Science for 3 years, and I was introduced to him. He was crossfaded as fuck, just chilling.
a little bit.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm starting this band called Cerebral Cortex." And showing the logo, he's like, "I just got this back from the dude," and he was like, "We're about to hit the studio." So the EP wasn't even recorded yet. Maybe some demos on
I think
it.
at the time it was recorded, it was just like right about to be released.
Oh, okay. It just wasn't out.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough. And he was like, "You want to be the guitarist for Val Science?" He was like, "No." And then I think that's where he originally heard that I did vocals, but it didn't stick until Jeff left. He was like, "That Frankie's guy."
Yeah, dude.
So,
I mean, you killed it on the new single, man.
and
You
I did
a
hop
great
on
job.
the stage. So I don't count that as a show. I was like a verse, you know. a
Fair
guest
enough.
Feature.
Fair enough.
But
guest feature.
that
yeah,
was like
yeah.
the first time I hit the stage, and I didn't think about it. I wasn't counting. I was doing it. Just came out. Just it flew. It was natural. I was waiting.
That's the best.
You know, it just came, and that's how it is when I play live. You know, like for only playing 2 shows, I thought it'd be nerve wracking. I thought I'd be anxious. You know, picture them in their underwear type.
Oh, I'd be
stuff.
terrified.
I
Yeah.
get up there, I'm just like, y'all ready? And then we just hit it. You know, no second. I'm not thinking about the words. They just flow out. And then the 30-minute sets that we do feels like a 5-fucking-second show. And I'm just like, damn, over already? But that's
Yeah.
why we're headlining, play these long sets.
Yeah.
Make the memories longer.
Absolutely.
I was having like a mental breakdown first time on stage. I was like, oh no, dude, this is not good.
Mental breakdown, playing physical breakdowns. So that's all right.
Yep. That it adds to it probably. a little bit.
Also, our first, both times, we were the first bands to get the pits going. We were the energizers there. So
That's huge.
Oh yeah.
That's huge. That's key, especially we all know we've all been to smaller shows or whatever, and there's that weird fucking. It's at a small show where there is no barrier. It's like we create a bit, like nobody wants to get too close to the stage at first, and that first band that comes out and gets people fucking going is critical. That's hell yeah.
It's an awesome feeling for sure.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 shows I played with Cerebral Cortex, we had no pits going. I was kind of like, it's all right. But then like when we played Death Fest, like during our final song, Richard said some shit. And you got that pit moving.
Fuck yeah.
We had a
such a good pit.
We had a pit for a couple songs, but like it was like the "Are we ready to pit?" type, just started and come back, and then the last one was like, "This is the last chance y'all have." Basically, Wall of Death. It wasn't Wall of Death, but basically it was one of those. Everybody's like, "Okay, we're coming together right now. This is it." And my friend Greg, who for like. As soon as he heard I was joining the band, wanted to come, but he's like, we all can't make money and stuff, so he's saved $20, put aside. He was like, I am going to the show. He's the one who started that last pit. And his dad got a black eye in the pit.
Yep. But my dad was there.
It's
got
nice
black eye.
knowing
It
that
funny.
the homies are out there,
He was killing it.
supporting too. It's like
That's
it means a lot.
absolutely. That's fucking amazing. That's fucking and then so coming back, so post pandemic, you guys played Toledo Death Fest, and holy shit, like that's been going on for a while, right? Like that's like a kind of like a yearly thing, and I do. The only reason I wasn't there is because like the next 2. Maybe there was like a day in between or something like that, but the next 2 days, Convalescence was playing the first leg of their 10-year anniversary tour with Jungle Rot, 2 dates up here in Michigan, and I went to both of those back to back. So I didn't go to Death Fest, but after hearing the stories and seeing the footage and everything, I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm missing Death Fest next year in Toledo. Like that, and especially after meeting you, like that was the first time I'd ever been to that bar. When I met you guys there. So that place is fucking sick. Like that's an awesome little like thing they got set up there. So what was it like coming for you, especially being your first show with the band, and what was it like coming back after fucking pandemic? And we're fucking metalheads, so like we're not exactly what you would describe as a social butterfly. And when you take away our shows, like I don't know about for you guys, but for me, that's my one thing. That's all. Like, I don't go out. I don't do things. You know what I mean? Like I have shows. That's it. And then when you take that away, I was moshing with the walls for the last year. So
we had we called it Mosh Party. Like my friend and I, his name's Preston.
Hell yeah.
We would clear out the living room in our apartment. We'd invite like 5 or 6 people over and have a mosh pit in the living room. It was awesome, dude.
I had one of those too.
Yeah, dude, mosh party.
They kept talking
we had
about
them like every weekend.
Like
that's amazing.
Everybody kept saying, "Oh, are they going to cancel shows? Are they going to cancel shows?" Even if they cancel shows, festivals, whatever. I'm throwing house parties. I got a backyard. I got a basement. You got equipment. Show up. What are they going to do? Raid my house? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're having a show. You know a big band? Get them on the list. You know a big band? Get them on the list. Because we're having shows. You know where a sewer is? We're having a show. Let's go to the sewer.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Exactly. Like, I'm not a part of the system.
Smoke
I'm not
blunt with Splinter.
a part of the system.
That's fucking so you guys kept it going then. So you guys kept it going in a good way. That's beautiful.
I played a show in like the middle of the pandemic, like with Rep Attend, and it was at all my band members in that band.
That was a week after I asked for you to be in the band.
No, this was a while ago. This was I think like
Well,
it was
you
like
played a
in
show a
2020
week after
still.
I asked you to be in the band.
Oh yeah, that was a different thing. But this is like I think September of 2020. So like
Okay.
you know like
Okay.
everything
We're in the midst
played,
of it.
Yeah, we played a show in they're all in college up in Tiffin, and Tiffin was like hosting a show, and like we got to play. It was super weird. Like we got to play a show, but like everything was like socially distanced
Yeah.
and everything. It was just a completely different feel, but like we still got a good crowd reaction stuff, and that was Repeten's like first show.
So was that like so everybody was like standing apart? Were everybody had masks on and stuff?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super weird. Like and I thought like I didn't think concerts would like come or in shows and stuff would come back to
Oh.
like how they are now like
Yeah.
this soon. I thought that it was just gonna be like this for like the next like 2 or 3 years. Like
Okay.
then how the crowd was like everyone was like spaced apart like
Mhm. Yes.
and everybody had to wear masks. Like there was like people were like moving and stuff, but like you couldn't mosh or anything. But
See, that's
It was
wild.
Warped Tour told us that too, though.
yeah,
so.
it was super weird. But like I'm just glad things are mostly back to normal now. Like
Yep.
I was super freaked out when all the stuff was going
Mhm.
on. I was just like please you can't take away like live shows. Like that's
Yeah.
like the one thing that
That's all we got.
yeah, it's like I love going to live shows. Like I didn't get to see Guar for like 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that's wild though that you actually got to play one. And I mean that's an experience. At this point, that's going to be something you get to like look back on and like, holy fuck, that was weird. Like
Yeah.
back, remember that? You know what I mean? Like, so, but then, so as a band for everybody, first show back was
Death Fest.
Death Fest. Yeah.
Yep.
Was Death Fest.
I think he's not here today, Cameron. Chainsaw the Breakdown King. I think he probably had the best show experience from after COVID. Because after Death Fest, he ended up filling in for the Convalescents for Incarceration.
Oh shit!
And he flew to Orlando. And unfortunately, he's not be able to make it to the headliner, but Valve Silence's drummer is going to fill in for us.
Oh wow!
But he is going. Reason being, not the headliner. Wrong. Sorry. He's in a band called No Luck. That's their last show.
Okay.
At least for the moment, as we know of. But the next month, no,
It's in
February.
February. Okay, sorry, I keep getting December and February confused. Too many shows.
Yeah.
Happens to
December.
February, yes. No, February. He's going to Europe with the Convalescents.
Okay, yeah, with the Carnifex, with that Carnifex.
Yeah, Chelsea
Yeah,
Grim.
Yep.
Yeah. And I know he probably just wants to talk about it right now. He probably go on for hours just talking about it. That's his.
That's gonna be insane.
He's got the Convalescents tattooed on his arm.
Oh shit!
He went to go see Mushroom Head, and he didn't know that there was openers. He thought the headliners were the band. You come up, you watch the headliner, you go home. Convalescents opened up, and he was like, "What is this?" Ever since then, and now he's playing in Europe. Went to
that.
Orlando for Incarceration. Like, dude's living the dream right now.
Yeah,
And,
that's incredible.
I don't know. I think the fact that he learned our songs in 5 days, played Death Fest, got on that, and now he's going to that. I think we scored the jackpot on the jumper already. Like,
yeah.
He's a
I would agree.
badass for sure.
I would agree with that. I would agree.
he's a goof too.
Hell
Love him
yeah.
to death.
Hell, that's even better. That's the best part. Like he's good, and you actually can get along and everything. That's what it all comes down to. So that's that's crazy that you say that, because like I just saw it like a couple weeks ago. I can't remember exactly when. Like maybe like a week and a half ago. Keith was up here in Monroe, Michigan, filming like some it's a show. It's a YouTube show called The Taste Of. So it's like a restaurant show, you know.
Yeah.
And they had Keith come up.
I remember that. That was
Yeah.
recent.
It was like
2
a week
months ago.
It was like, I think it was like a week ago where they actually filmed it. Like
But it was
a week or
announced-
two.
it was been
Yeah,
announced
it's
for
been
a
announced
while.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went down to, for the filming. I was like, fuck it. I got nothing else to do. And I was like, either there's going to be a whole lot of Convalescence people there, or there's not going to be enough. So I feel the need to show up and have the Convalescence shirt on, support,
right.
you know what I'm saying? And afterwards, him and I were just sitting at a table talking for a while, and I'm 99%, because the topic of convalescence tattoos came up, and I'm 99% sure he showed me that guy's tattoo. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at first, he was a fan, but now they're like buddies,
Yeah, that's why I think.
That fest he pulled up on the stage and shot the blood gun,
Shut the fuck up. Seriously?
Yeah,
What?
They're like that. As far as
That's
I know,
awesome.
they're like that, and
Dude,
I don't.
I didn't
Sorry,
know.
convalescence. I don't like the blood gun, even if it washes out. Sometimes I'd be wearing white. I don't want my white ruined.
I see. I love it.
Oh,
I go
poor
back.
thing.
I'm like, get it in my mouth.
Most of the time I'm wearing black, but like they got the legacy in blood, but you can't. Is in blood. So if that shirt gets sprayed, it's already red and white. But like, what if I bought that shirt and then I got sprayed? I'd be like, man, I got a stain. And even if it
black
washes
color
out,
to
it
it.
leaves a hint of pink. when
It's
you
it's
look at
it's
the scar.
it's battle scar. That's the way I look at him.
Battle Cross is battle scar.
Yeah, and that's the next show. That was so you guys played Death Fest, and then it was the Battle Cross show on October 30th. Those are the only two shows you played this year?
Yeah, Battle
Okay.
Cross's lineup actually changed up, and he tried out for Broodmonger, or the one I was talking about. I was the vocalist's roommate, and that's how I met Collin, actually. But they were supposed to play at Battle Cross, and they ended up not playing. There was 2 other bands that ended up not playing.
Okay. Yeah, there was like that
Still
for
a
the
sick
Michigan
show,
date
for
too.
sure.
It was like super hectic, like last minute, but like the show like ended up working out.
That's
good.
usually how it goes, though. Hectic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It gets closer. It's all right. It's kind of hectic. It's hectic, and then it's all
Everything works. So
it flows together.
yeah.
Yeah, hot knife through butter.
That was our first show playing with in-ears as well.
Oh really? Oh, how? Okay, so like how'd you like that versus not playing with it?
It's fucking awesome because like you can play to a click, and it's fucking like right on time. We had bass drops lined up with the backtracks.
Death Fest, we didn't
Fucking-
have backdrop.
Yeah, and we
Okay.
were able to play the new song, that
Okay.
which we released like a week before the show.
Split.
And so yeah, it was a great fucking time.
Fuck yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's yeah. I've always kind of wondered. Like I've heard a lot of people talk about like some people prefer in-ears, some people don't. You know what I mean?
I'm the
It's-
don't.
You
It's like,
don't like
you
it.
ever have a voice jammer or you hear your voice when you're talking, but like you're still kind of like listening to what you said before.
Yes.
But
and it throws your conversation like the whole word.
Yes.
That's what a click does to me.
Okay.
When we
See,
recorded
that's what I'm
Split,
wondering about. Okay.
I didn't use a click.
Okay.
They might have had a click turned down, but in my ears, I couldn't hear it. I just go strictly off the instrument.
which for
Beautiful.
vocals you don't really necessarily need a click. I feel like unless it's like
Yeah, it's a little different.
unless
for
it's
vocals,
like
for
just
sure.
the vocals
I've
like by
I know
itself
vocalists,
for
though,
some
who
parts.
can't do it without a click. They
But-
call me crazy though.
But with these clicks, like we just had Cameron with the in-ears and we just played to Cameron.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All
So
right,
yeah,
all
it wasn't
right.
all of us. It was just we have a setup to where Cameron has the in-ears and he's listening to the tracks while
Did make a difference.
While everything's
either way, it
else is
sounded
playing out.
sick. Like, even if he was off time, he was still in his own BPM.
Mm-hmm.
On his time. It might have been slightly off, but as soon as like we got the in-ears in, I could instantly tell a difference. I was like screaming like faster, but it was still like punchy like on them. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
catching. I was like, okay, this feels more right. Like either way, it feels right. As long as everybody's in sync, it feels right. But now it felt like the speed of the recording and everything. I was just like, okay,
Fuck yeah.
this is sick. This is legit. And
So how? I mean, where was the where'd you guys play the October 30th show?
was that Main Street.
It was at that
Yeah,
bar.
both the same venue.
Okay.
both of them, yeah.
And now see I went to the one the next night up here in Michigan. The Battlecross.
Okay.
Now see, Battlecross is a Michigan band, and they're a band much like Dahlia, much like Hatebreed. Where when I first started going to shows like as a kid, it was either Dahlia or Hatebreed is going to open it. Like they were just always on the opener spot. And then a couple years go by, and then it's Battlecross. That was always there. And then a few more years go by, and now it's the Convalescence. And so these were just these bands that I could tell fucking grinded harder than anybody, always put out hard ass fucking music. And then Battlecross kind kind of hasn't really like released anything in a very long time. So to finally get to see them again was incredible, especially on Halloween. I'd never been to a show on Halloween night, and you guys played Devil's Night, and and with War, did you guys get a chance to meet War and Reflection of Flesh?
Yeah,
I
they're
got
super cool.
I
dudes.
got a Reflection of Flesh shirt. Got the band's Instagram, like not the band, but each member's Instagram.
Yeah.
They 100% want to play with us again. And then I got the vocalist of War's Snapchat.
Bobby.
And he wants to do some stuff.
They're all
So-
great. They're all like
Yeah, they
everybody.
sound killer.
Every single you guys, every single band that I've been introduced to through Keith, it's just nothing but awesome people. Like it's just a genuine group of people that just love this fucking music, and everybody's fucking cool. Like it's been fantastic. So yeah, like that.
Fuck yeah.
But
love
to
these guys.
reflect on what you said just a second ago about how like these local bands keep coming like higher to the top.
Yep.
So that's one. Third show we're headlining.
Mhm.
I think that's amazing. It's just Belchers.
Yeah.
It's still a headlining show.
That's sick,
But-
dude.
It'd be amazing if we're playing like Detroit or
Sure.
bigger area. But a headline's a headline.
Yeah.
But I know a bunch of bands that are like, oh, we're local, playing years on years, and they give up. I bet if they would have stuck through one more year, that's when they would have made it.
Yep.
And that's where I want to be. I don't want to be
Yep.
like, oh, okay, Belcher's was supposed to be a free show. Now it's a $5 show. And I understand Jeremy's perspective. He doesn't want to play free shows all the time. But I think getting traction
It's good every now and then.
is not, getting traction, like building the name. It's like, it's not always going to be in our favor. But there's always going to be somebody new
Yes.
at the show.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't care if we make it big or not. I don't care about the money. I'm having fun.
Right.
I get up there.
It's about the
You
passion.
don't like my technique? I had fun.
Yeah.
You don't like the lyrics? We had fun writing it.
Yeah.
It's all about having fun. Now, if you like it, 100%. Glad you like it. But I had fun doing it either way.
Right.
So if I
And
make
that's
it
what's
big,
important.
I can die knowing I played a show.
Yeah.
And now we gonna headline a show. I can say I headline a show.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot. It means a lot.
That's-
and I know it means a lot to Jeremy because his band went down and it came up and now it's just going higher. 42 monthly listeners before the 30th for Battlecross.
Oh.
And now we're at
On
116.
Spotify.
Yeah. And now we're at 116 listeners.
We're 40 to 116 like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
huge.
Like no paid promotion either. Like just all like shares.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's how you
And
want
it's
it.
like
do
I
it.
know it's not a whole bunch. It's more
Hey.
than it's not like 2 or 3. It's a decent number. That's a group of people.
Yeah.
That's a room full of people.
Yeah.
And I think but it's more like it's mind blowing that this is my second show and we're drawing a crowd. First song. And it's completely different from the EP. So it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Knowing that it was 40 and now we're in triple digits.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing.
Oh,
And
I
the
get
numbers
it.
went down. The numbers actually went down a few, and then this morning they went up. And I know they're just monthly listeners; they're not actual
Yeah.
followers. But
Yeah.
I was like, man,
Still.
down. And then they spiked up, and I was like, awesome. And it wasn't spiking up like 2 or 3; it spiked up like 7 or 8.
And it's not like, and it's even if there were still only 40, you'd still do it.
yeah,
Exactly.
Ooh,
Exactly.
It's all about patience.
Yes.
Especially being in
if
a
we
metal
pull it
band.
up right now,
Yeah.
you're the only guy
And
in
having
the crowd.
fun.
You're still gonna see us crabbing on stage, getting into the energy. It's like you didn't pay to watch us stand there. Just,
Right. Yeah. And no, I 100% feel that. Like I with what we're doing right now with this podcast, like it blows my mind every time we like take some kind of step up. I'm like, do people actually listen to this shit? Like, like I know it sounds bad, but like it blows my mind.
If I
Like,
wasn't busy screaming in the microphone on stage, I would jump out in the pit for the breakdowns.
yeah,
I'd still do that, but I'm too busy screaming in the microphone to do
Need a
all
wireless
that.
mic.
And
Yeah, dude.
that's a
why-
good
Yeah,
idea.
that is,
there,
yeah.
there are parts where like I stop screaming. That's usually like the groove, like the
Sure.
solos,
Sure.
the 2 steps. I
Yeah.
guess I could get down on the 2 steps, but I don't want to go in on the breakdowns. I'm too busy fucking screaming.
Might jump in that pit and not come back out.
Yeah, but
You swallowed in the pit.
I'll get there.
Shit,
Eventually.
who was it? Somebody.
I just
It might
know
have
I'm
been,
a little late.
It might have been War. I can't remember if it. Yeah. Fuck. I can't remember if it was War or Reflection of Flesh, but one of them at the Halloween show, they got in the pit singing.
He was the dude from
I
War.
wasn't in there for
Yeah, I
War's
think so.
entire set, but I did walk through because I was, we were still like doing the unloading thing. I was making sure everything,
Okay.
Yeah.
everything's
Right
still
after.
in
That's
the
fair.
truck.
That's fair.
And I stopped. He started screaming. I was like, okay. Then the dude had like the fluorescent green guitar. I thought that was
Yes.
sick. But Reflections of Flesh, dude was playing 8-string fretless bass.
Yep. Fretless.
Like, at first I saw the shape, I saw the color. I like
Never seen anything like that.
I like the crazy like Legator colors, or like the washes, the leopard prints, all that. They're cool.
Yeah.
Was that
And
them
I
or Blood of Angels? I thought it was Blood of Angels.
No,
that
Blood
had
of Angels had a.
Wait.
He had a 6-string bass.
No,
but
what's his name?
Maggot.
Maggot.
They were there
Maggot's
too?
killing it, Yeah.
Yeah.
I
they're-
fucking love those guys. They've been on the show. Shout out.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah.
Maggot was
Um,
killing it. Maggot was.
Yo.
Yeah, dude, I love.
He
got on
watching-
the show,
I
like,
love
last
watching
second.
him play bass, dude.
But,
He gets so into it. But
I told him, I was like, I like your bass, but I didn't see the neck. I just saw the body. The shape was weird. The color was interesting. It just grabbed my attention. I was walking,
Yeah.
double take. I was like, man, I like your bass. Like, thank you. They got on the stage, and I was like, 8 fretless. I was like, damn, I didn't even see that. Like, mind blown. I was looking for Jeremy. Jeremy, like, that's fretless. We were just talking about how frets worked in the car. Because I don't play guitar. I scream in a microphone. I thought like the metal hitting the shape of the frets or whatever kind of like made the noise. It just kind of displacement. Oh,
Yeah.
Displacement.
Yeah.
And I was
It's
like,
in between.
because I mean, if you get down at the bottom, they're like tinier and stuff.
Mhm.
I was like, that just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
It's just
learning
placement,
guitar, I'm
you're
getting
right.
better. Yeah, I was like, and I was watching his fingers. I was like, how good is this guy actually at a fretless bass? I was watching his finger. Every time it was like on the repetitive and you come back to the notes, he was hitting it the exact same spot. And I was like,
Yep.
damn, this dude is good.
Yep.
And he's screaming the same time. He's looking up.
Yeah,
Because
he's
the microphone was higher than he's like,
Yeah, he's doing like the Lemmy thing.
he's not even looking. Like,
He's so
Mind
good.
blown.
He's so good. Yeah. Absolutely. That's fucking yeah. They blew my mind. It was that was the other special thing about the Halloween show for me personally, was that there were, not only Battlecross, who is a band that I fucking have loved forever, and finally getting to see them again, but also Reflection and War are two bands that have been on the show multiple times, and I've never gotten to meet them in person or see them live until that night. So that was a fucking
so they were on the show
on.
before you saw them.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and look, most bands, honestly, because honestly, like 90% of the bands that have been on the show, it was like pandemic happened, and my co-host Aaron and I were like, all right, well, we can't do it in person anymore. We started off on Skype, and then we moved to Zoom. So we kept it going. It was like, at least we got something to do, because he's in a band called Bog Wraith, and so they couldn't practice and stuff like that or play shows. And then so before pandemic, there was no video aspect to this show at all.
Okay,
We were
strictly
just
sound.
strictly audio. And then pandemic happened, and we're like, well, if we're gonna Skype or Zoom it, we'll do video. And then like 2 episodes after that, Keith hits me up out of nowhere, and I'm already a giant Convalescence fan. I'm like, these guys are fucking amazing. And I was like, holy fucking shit. Like and then after he was on, he kind of like sent out a message to his roster, to anybody else that wants to be on, and War, Reflection of Flesh, like all Casket Robbery, like all these different bands like came back and ended up being on the show. Most of them I'd never heard of before or seen or anything.
I think Casket Robbery played Death Fest.
Yeah. And they actually just dropped a brand new single today.
Okay.
I think they just dropped a brand new one. So shout out to them, because they're fucking killer. They're one I actually did see before ever meeting them. Much like Convalescence, I saw them. There's a thing up here called Michigan Metal Fest that usually happens in the summertime, and I saw them on one of those few years back. But yeah, so most of these bands that I've had on, I've never seen before or had a chance to meet in person. So finally getting to do that on Halloween, no less, was just fucking magical. Like, absolutely magical.
Well, you haven't seen us play yet, have you?
Nope.
So hopefully the 11th.
December 11th. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I fully intend on being, like, as of right now, my buddies that I mentioned earlier in Recorruptor, they're going to be playing a show tomorrow night in Detroit, down there at the Sanctuary, there's a Michigan band called Carnis Immortalis that is doing a CD release show tomorrow. I might go to that, but then besides that, I had no shows planned to the end of the year for the rest of the year until now, December 11th. I fully intend on going to that shit. So yeah, that'll be sick. That'll be sick.
Pretty stoked for it.
That'll be, yeah. A venue I've never been to or even heard of. Like, yeah, I gotta check that out. Like, especially here. Like, there's so few now. Like, Lansing we had two pretty decent fucking venues for a long time, and pandemic killed both of them. They're both gone. So we no longer have a place to play.
Toledo had Frankie's.
Sucks.
And Frankie's is no longer.
I think Frankie's is still a thing, just like nothing's happening there, but yeah.
It's the same thing, brother.
I mean, it's not tore down, but
Fair enough.
We'll buy it.
I feel like Frankie's will come back. This night,
hope.
we'll see.
You hear that? We need to petition Frankie's, Toledo, Ohio.
Frankie's back.
There we go.
Toledo.
There we go. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's where I met him. That was the
Hell
first
yeah.
place I got
Yeah.
on stage with the Visual Gloom was Frankie's. So
Then it needs to
it
come
needs
back.
to come back.
Yeah.
I
It's
need to play it at
sentimental.
least one time in the band. You know, I can't feature it and be like, all right, that was the only time
I've
I played
gone to
Frankie's.
plenty of shows
Like-
at Frankie's, but I always thought like that would be like the first venue I'd play at, but surprisingly, never played at it yet.
Wow. That is wild. And that's one of the biggest things that fucking bums me out about the pandemic the most is that we definitely lost a lot of great venues, and that fucking sucks
It
because
opens
doubt.
doors to new ones, though.
it definitely does. It definitely does. That's very true. And hopefully ones that are supportive of this style of
If
music.
you're thinking about investing in the venue, do it.
Do it. Absolutely.
100% we'll play it. Cerebral Cortex will play it.
There you go.
Heard it right now. You got one book to just
We'll play
hit
in
us
your
up.
basement.
Yep.
We'll play in your
Yep.
backyard.
Yep. Fuck
Play
yeah.
in your
Honest-
bathroom. We'll play in your kitchen.
on your roof.
You ever seen Kill Switch Engage, the video where the dude's playing the guitar and walks up to the bar and he's still playing and he just takes
Yeah.
a drink?
Yep.
That's us. You need it? That's us. I got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to walk out. You're going to hear something in the background and I'm going to come back and continue the show.
Are you not just gonna piss on a fan on stage?
Oh, see, that's...
If he really has to go.
She's going to prison
What?
for a year.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I read it last night.
No.
On Facebook. Yeah.
That's not.
I'm probably
What?
indecent exposure. Probably.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You ever heard of Gigi Allen?
Yeah.
Fuck all these people.
Rammstein.
Yeah. Fuck all these people getting upset
man,
about that
Gigi
shit.
Allen.
Yeah. See, here's the difference. I don't know the name of the
something
band
else.
or anything, but that dude was a volunteer. He went up knowing
That's what I
exactly
said.
what
He
was
was
going to happen.
laying there like-
Gigi Allen just threw shit and blood on people.
There wasn't even
no
a stream.
volunteers.
There wasn't even a stream. Like he's seeing what's happening. He'd be like, "Nope," but he sat there and waited.
He liked
for
it.
He liked
It was a fucking fine. Hey, more power to you. But that's my point. Everybody getting upset about that shit pisses me
It's
off. 'Cause I'm
all
like,
right.
have you never heard of Gigi
It's
Allen?
all right
Like,
because
the fuck you talking about?
That's just more publicity for when
For the
she
band.
gets out.
For the band.
She's
Yeah.
gonna
Oh, they're
get
gonna be
a
bigger
year,
than ever.
A year.
No
I
such
hope-
thing as bad
And
publicity.
she's the vocalist.
For a
You just
metal band?
gave her a year worth of lyric writing time for her to come back and shine again.
Fucking when Randy Bly went to jail for a very short amount of time in Prague for
remember
that whole thing. That's when he wrote 512. You know what I mean? He wrote a great
Think about
song.
it. As I Lay Dying still has a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what he did. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me
Yep.
this girl's not going to have...
Yeah, no, they're gonna be bigger than ever, and they deserve it because that was. When I watched it, I laughed and I went, "That's metal as fuck!" Like I thought it was like I
I was
immediately
like,
thought
damn,
of
this
Gigi
happened.
Allen. Like I was like, I was like, if anybody gets mad about this, they just don't know the history.
Well,
And
we were just talking about how Rammstein pissed on the Alamo and no longer back in Texas. At least San Antonio, they're not allowed there.
wait, Rammstein?
Rammstein pissed
They did
on
that?
the Alamo, yeah.
I know that
As
story.
far as I know,
Didn't Ozzy do that too?
I was gonna say, I know Ozzy did that.
they probably did it in appreciation of Ozzy.
Respect.
Don't hold me to it. I've heard it from multiple different people.
Fair. Hey, I don't. Yeah,
It's
I know.
Rammstein.
I just,
Okay,
I know the
heard-
story of Ozzy, but
I've heard
hell yeah.
they've done some weird shit together.
Oh, they
on
have.
stage.
Oh,
so you're
dude,
telling me
they released a fucking music video that was basically a porno, and they released it on Pornhub. That was instead of YouTube.
was
That's
it them
awesome.
together? I heard
was
something
Rammstein.
about. I heard something about the Rammstein members being gay on stage.
Oh no, they were all. It was all. I mean, I don't know about that and whatever, but like the music video they did, they were all with chicks. Multiple.
Okay, I heard
multiple
something
chicks.
about them just doing some weird shit on
Yeah.
stage.
The lead singer comes
Like-
out with a giant dick, like a guar sized
That's
dick.
awesome,
Guar-sized
dude.
dick.
Maybe that's what they're talking.
And they have like one of the. I've never seen them live, but like they have. I've seen like plenty of videos, and they have one of the most amazing live shows. The pyrotechnics, the lights, everything. Like they did one recently in LA that was just unfucking real.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see them live.
Yeah.
Just never got the chance.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
Slayer's pyrotechnics, they had like an upside down
Slayer's
cross,
amazing.
like made out of flames going on behind him.
All
Yeah.
the elitists are about to hate me.
oh boy.
I'm sorry. Listen to Split.
Well,
So,
this is not a place for metal elitists.
Great,
I like
Richard.
everything.
You're gonna
Okay.
get us canceled. No, I'm just joking.
That's all right. We live in a society.
Cerebral cancel.
So,
Cortex.
I never really got into like the dad rock or the death metal, like Dying Fetus, Cannibal Corpse.
Okay.
Collin recently though has showed me Mastodon and
Great band.
Cattle Decapitation, and I only listened to the two songs he showed me. It was Blood and Thunder,
Okay.
and then it was
Forced gender reassignment.
Forced Gender Reassignment.
Ah, it's a classic.
to be a woman?
You know, it's just I don't know. It hits different. I don't know. I just maybe it was because I was new to the metal at the time. You know, I was like the breakdowns, like the tabs,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
sweeps.
Sure.
You know, the zeros, the gen. Does it gen? Yes. But it's just more like blast beats and like the quick guttural like that. I never got into it. I didn't
Fair enough.
hate it. It just I like the melodic stuff
Yeah.
flowing together. That stuff's more just
Yeah.
right in your face,
Yep.
fucking beat down.
I feel that.
fucking
Yep. I know what you're saying.
Piss and blood.
Yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
blood. Yeah.
Exactly. And but Collin has recently changed my tastes for the better. So,
Hell yeah.
but the reason why he's playing Mastodon all the way back from band practice, he was screaming. He does vocals too, by the way.
Part time.
Might see some of those on some upcoming stuff.
Ooh.
Nasty.
Double vocals.
But
I love double vocals.
he was just screaming Blood and Thunder with some tunnels and stuff, and I was like, this is nasty. Like what it is with like the old dad stuff, like the glam metal and stuff. I don't like the cleans.
Yeah, fair
like,
enough.
You drop tuned everything, drop the vocal.
Yeah.
drop
Yeah.
the
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I feel that. Yeah.
But I mean, I started metal on a breakdown.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I didn't start from, like Metallica. But first Metallica song I heard was Zombieland, Whom the Bell Tolls,
Whoa.
But I also never really listened to Metallica. So.
Fair enough.
But their instrumentals, without the vocals, I think actually kind of slap. Like, I'll do metal, like, gutturals and stuff over. I'm like, man, this could have been, like, so much heavier than what it was. But
Yeah.
it was early. It was their time. It wasn't.
I mean, it's also,
Well, no.
thrash doesn't really have the growl.
Yeah.
Like even Slayer. Wow! You know what I mean? Like it's fucking.
Never listened to Slayer either.
Holy shit. Okay, well, get on that.
I'll try.
You're introducing him to Mastodon. You need to introduce him to some random blood, bro.
He gave me
What's
a
cool
Mastodon
about-
shirt. He's showing me
Yeah.
Mastodon.
Yeah, dude, Jeremy and I play like all kinds
Fucking
of
love
Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Yeah, all kinds of
Yeah,
Mastodon.
we would
songs
be
in
practice, and then all of a sudden they're playing it, and everybody's syncing up, and they're knowing. I'm just like,
Fuck it.
what am
Play,
I supposed
Crystal
to do?
Skull, that Crystal Skull riff
Yep.
all the time, dude.
Hell yeah.
Well, what's cool about Cerebral Cortex is that we just have a wide range of influences.
I was gonna say
like,
very eclectic. It sounds like.
Like it goes from fucking cattle decapitation to fucking Periphery to fucking After the Burial to like Ginger, 12-Foot Ninja.
Ginger.
I always say 9-foot ninja. I always say 9, but it's 12. I don't know where the 9 comes
Ice
from.
9 Kills.
How many
Well,
times have
they're
I
not
said
really-
9-foot
Slipknot?
ninja and you're like, it's 12, bud.
Oh, Slipknot for sure, huge influence.
Slipknot
Mastodon.
was also one of those bands that I never really gotten into, but
Yeah,
now I really
never-
fucking love Slipknot.
I
But
never got into Slipknot
Like-
either. Like that was just one of those bands I ended up like skipping over. It was weird. It was like the Metallica stuff, then straight into because like I found Alex Webster from
Cannibal.
from Cliff
Cliff.
Burton. I was just like, oh, there's 2 bass players. So it's like I went from the Metallica
Two
stuff like
bass players?
straight into the Cannibal Corpse stuff.
Oh, okay, so you kind of skipped over.
Yeah, I
okay.
kind of like skipped over.
Slipknot for
some
a lot of
stuff.
people is a bridge band.
yeah,
For a lot, I mean, obviously, so is Metallica. But yeah,
Mhm.
but I just never like Duality for one.
Yeah.
I don't like when he talks.
Fair enough.
My lowest class. I just never. It's like I don't like the spoken word type stuff. But everything else, I push my fingers. Like, it's just so that's nasty. Wait and Bleed. I love Wait and Bleed.
so good
I love screaming Wait and Bleed. It's like just putting that extra fucking
because he builds it. He
Yeah.
builds it. You know what I
it's
mean?
crazy, but I like to just straight into it. Just straight
Yeah.
into it. I also heard Alex Terrible's cover though, which
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Well-
Of Wait and Bleed?
yeah. But
Okay.
It's the only thing I don't like about it is normally he has the instrumentals and his vocals are over it. This one's the entire song. You can hear Corey screaming in the back. So that's the only part I don't like. But it's filthy.
It is.
People Equal Shit, the Iowa
Agree.
album.
The new.
Love it.
Have you heard the new track?
We bumped it on the way here.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My
I was asleep.
my
I didn't know that we were listening to it.
my buddy, my co-host Aaron and I actually he came over sometime last week or something when they were Slipknot did the first live performance of that song was during a show out there in LA and they live streamed the whole show and like he bought like a live stream ticket or whatever and came over and we watched the whole show together and we saw him a few months back on the Knotfest Roadshow, and I've seen Slipknot a small handful of times, and I've never heard them sound that good. They sound so fucking good right
You
now.
went to Iowa, right?
Yeah, I actually
What?
went to Iowa to see Knotfest.
Shut the fuck up. You went to
Yeah, dude.
Iowa
I was
Knotfest.
supposed
my-
to
me and my
go,
homie
but
Mason.
I didn't buy a ticket in time.
It was only $100. Not too bad for it was Slipknot,
What year?
Megadeth, Lamb of God this year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. It was
Wasn't
back in
Gojira
September.
there?
Yeah, Gojira was there. Suicide Boys, Tech Nine. There's Knocked Loose. It was fucking huge.
Dude, how was that? Like how was that? Like I've never
It was
never
an
gone
experience, man. It was like
I've never a dream of mine is to go to an actual festival, like a real festival. We've never had one in Michigan. And that is the closest there's like Rock on the Range.
right.
But so how was it being at like was it a multi-day thing or was it
It
just
was
a one-day
actually
thing?
just one day.
One
It
day?
started at
Okay.
like 12 or 1.
Yeah. It's kind of like
Somewhere
a
around
mayhem
there.
fest then.
Yeah, but way bigger than Mayhem.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It was like,
yeah.
fuck.
You'll see Cerebral doing that stuff one day.
Fuck yeah.
And
Fuck
if
yeah.
not, I guess
Coming
we'll have
soon.
to make it happen our damn self.
Absolutely right. Well, we have been going for a clip, so I do have a couple questions I want to
Okay.
wrap up with. First of all, this is something these last two I've been asking. I ask to everyone always, and I know you got a good thing for me on the second one. But first of all, I at the top of the year, you know, we come into 2021 after a whole disgusting year that doesn't even count. And then 2021 starts with me finding out that like literally like probably 75% of the reason that I started playing guitar at all, that I got into metal in general, and half of the way I dress is a straight rip off of him. Alexi Leho passes away. So I like to ask everybody: are any of you guys familiar with Children of Bodom? Have you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen them? Do you have
Man.
anything you want to mention about about Alexi or Bodum?
Dude, Children of Bodom, fucking huge influence on me.
Fuck yeah.
Always wanted to see him live. Never got to, sadly. But, man, yeah, great fucking band, dude. Fucking Hate Breeder, dude. That's a great fucking album. I actually remember, like, picking that up at a old CD store, like, right before going to a Machine Head show back in 2014.
Fuck yeah.
And that got me fucking, like, super hooked on them.
Yeah. Hate Breeder is definitely one of my favorite albums. They, yeah. I found them, personally, for the first time. A buddy of mine showed me the video for In Your Face. So it was Are You Dead Yet was the first one for me. But, that album. But yeah, like, I mean, obviously, like, I got shit everywhere for them, you know, fucking, that was the last time I saw him right there. Was the Hex tour in at St. Andrews Hall in Detroit in like 2018, 19, something like that. And Aaron and I went and we did the whole fucking like VIP meet and greet thing. And that was the second time I ever got to meet him. And like just fucking, so like this whole fucking everything I do now is just always dedicated to him, like because of the influence he had on me personally. But what about you guys?
I know like how much he meant to everyone like in the metal community and stuff, and how big of an influence he had over like so many people. I never really got into Children of Bodom.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah, that's just me like being completely honest.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I absolutely heard about it like when he passed away, and like actually this band that I listen to quite often, called Mute Prophet. I know he had like a big influence over them. Like they talk about him all the time. So it was one of those bands that I always like meant to get around to listening to, but I just like never got around to it. But
fair enough.
It's like I know how important he was to a lot of people.
And when you do finally get around to him, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!"
I blasted on the way back.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeremy, you got to show me the way.
It might as well be the same story.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, you just told me you haven't even heard Slayer very much, so I would imagine. But that's fair.
Slayer.
That's fair.
Zeros.
You should show them the fucking "Oops, I Did It Again" cover if you've ever heard that. Have you ever heard Children of Bodom do "Oops, I Did It Again"?
I'm sure we're about
I
to.
have.
Dude, it's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
I might have listened to it like once.
There we go. They are one of those bands that like always did fucking like either hilarious or really great covers. If Cerebral Cortex were to do a cover song, what would it be?
We talk about this one.
Yeah.
Usually we can't.
It's hard, right?
We were gonna do
because you guys have so many different influences.
Yeah, we're thinking like doing a cover of "People Equal Shit," possibly "Blood and Thunder" by Mastodon.
Yeah, we talked about
what
doing
I want
Mastodon
to cover,
covers.
and nobody, even in Val, nobody wants to cover the song I want to cover. I want to do "Ravenous Rhinos" by I Set My Friends on Fire.
I don't know that one. I've never heard of that band. I Set My Friends on Fire? I don't know that one. Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Definitely doesn't do his technique right. That's what they get shit for most. But I just love it. It's raw. It's they're having fun, and I love it.
I like raw. Yeah.
You know, he does like I don't even know if it's false chord. He's just he's pushing. He's just no technique. He's just going for it.
He's probably hurting himself.
But
he probably is.
Fine.
But they're going. They're.
I feel like if we were to cover a song, it would be. Like to cover and release it, I feel like it would be something like we'd make our own sound with. Like,
okay.
So our tuning, we play in a drop G on 7 strings.
Shit.
Yep.
Okay.
So like most bands when they use 7 strings, they play in like drop A or fucking A sharp.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
yeah, the music's like so heavy, dude. You need a spotting partner, or else you might hurt yourself, dude. You don't want to hurt yourself lifting it into your ears.
Hell yeah. Go on though. 7.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to do like a cover of fucking. I don't know whether it's Slipknot, Mastodon, maybe even Avenged Sevenfold. They're a big influence on me. But to like make it our own, make it sound like not like a carbon copy.
He was talking about a Megadeth cover.
Sweating Bullets, because that's kind of like towards our our theme as a band, because like we're Cerebral Cortex. It's about brain stuff and sweating bullets. It's about like
Insanity.
fucking anxiety, insanity. Just like that's like right up our alley. And I'm just thinking like, man,
Ooh,
we do a
that's pretty
fucking
good.
like
I've never listened to
fucking
Megadeth
jank
either.
cover of that song. Like
Do you know that song?
No. When he showed
I
me,
showed
like
it
it.
to you a couple
when
You'll
he
weeks.
like
showed
it.
me, but do
It's
I
good.
listen to it? You know what I mean? Yeah, I know of it.
Glad you reminded me of that one. Fuck.
That's the only one I haven't really forgotten about.
So that's what I always say this. There's two ways to do a cover. You either it's either carbon copy. Thank you for saying that. Finally. And or it's you eyes it. So for you guys, it would be you Cerebral Cortex-ize it. You make it, Devil Driver-ize it or whatever. One of my favorite covers ever is Hallowed Be Thy Name, Cradle of Filth. That Iron Maiden song, and they Cradle of Filth-ized it.
I like Motorhead released that cover album, like the Undercover, and it's just all cover songs, and like,
But it
it's
all
just
sounds like
all in
Motorhead.
the Motorhead style.
Exactly.
And that's like the perfect way to do a cover.
See,
in my opinion.
if we were to cover the I Set My Friends on Fire, I'd want to do a carbon copy, but it wouldn't be a recording.
Now-
It'd be like a live show, like, oh, this is a Halloween show or this is a house party show. It'd be one of those covers.
Special
it wouldn't be like
occasions.
It wouldn't be
I'm-
like, oh, we covered this, check it out on YouTube. It wouldn't be none of that.
I'm gonna throw a little wrench in here for you, since so you guys are like we would want to make it our own. Okay, what's a song that you would cover that is not metal?
That is not metal.
So
Well,
like
I'd say
Children of
Fireflies.
Bodom. Oops, I did it again.
I'd say
right.
Fireflies, but you know how many
I
bands
know that
covered
song.
that?
Little Dicky.
Oh
Brain.
shit! Oh shit! That would be good.
No, Pillow Talking. It was called Pillow
Pillow
Talking.
Talk,
They had,
yep.
they had the
I know
fucking
that
brain
one.
featured in the fucking video.
Yep.
That's
yep.
just a long ass fucking song. You know that song?
Yeah. I like Little Dicky. I watched
Oh,
that
man.
show that he's got on Hulu
Oh, yeah,
called
Dave.
Dave or whatever. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh my fuck! Just imagine that. Imagine Pillow Talking as like a fucking beat down fucking
That would be sick.
9 minute,
actually.
10-minute song. Like fuck.
What about you? Something non-metal
Some non-metal.
that you'd want to cover and make it metal.
30,000 Pounds of Bananas by Harry Chapin.
Don't know that one, but okay.
don't know that
Obscure.
either.
The obscurity.
Yes.
It'll
That
just be
is
funny.
a big part. Yeah, exactly. You go for kind of like it's
He's
something
he's
you.
a
you know-
folk singer.
I wonder what it would sound like to tiptoe through the.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Yeah,
There you
tiptoe through
go.
the tulips. Can you imagine that being metal?
my Jordans.
No,
Yeah, that's the one I thought of. I was like, tiptoe.
That
what's
fucking
his
Rip Rap.
name?
I actually seen
I can
Rip Rap.
picture his face right now.
I've seen him
I
live.
can't remember. Tiny Tim.
Through the windows. Yeah.
Oh, that song.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cerebral Cortex doing 30,000 pounds of bananas. That's just ridiculous. And that's why we
Yeah,
need
That's
to.
a lot of bananas.
I know, dude. That's
Fuck.
why we need to do
There's
it.
a fuck ton of bananas. That would be awesome. I'd love to hear it.
On the way here, I brought up the beer idea, some Cerebrew.
Ooh.
I don't know
That's
if
good.
we'll ever get to that, but
Hopefully you do. Hopefully you do.
We
Everybody's
will.
got a beer.
We got it.
Cerebral Coors Tex.
Well,
I fucking-
our recipe. We'll just take this off and
There you
put our
go.
logo on it.
There you go. I
Yes.
literally like.
sponsored by Two Hearted.
Yeah,
That would be two-brained.
Fucking no! I love that
Right.
kind of stuff. Whenever bands were like, I woke up this morning and had a cup of convalescence coffee, and then when I took a shower, I used the fucking convalescent soap.
I didn't know they had soap.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they have little
And
bars.
I didn't.
They're where they.
I
it
knew
looks
they had
like they're-
coffee.
It looks like they're corpse paint. All their
I did see that.
Oh, their soap looks like their corpse paint faces.
What's his name?
Keith
No.
or Ron or
No, it'll come to me. Axel? No. Icer.
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 Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I know
Messed
Icer.
up. I got it right though. We were talking about the soap. I forgot about that. But I've tried their hot sauce.
It actually smells really. Oh
Their-
my god, their hot sauce is so good.
Cameron had it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It was
Chainsaw
barbecue
had
sauce.
it.
He comes
Say
up to me. He's just
hot
like, dude.
The barbecue sauce is so
It's pretty
good.
smack.
Yeah, he's just like, dude, try this. I'm like, what
The,
is it? He's just like, just try it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right,
Their
dude. I
corpse-
tried it, and he's just like, I'm just like, what is this? He's like, convalescence barbecue sauce. Exactly how I said it, dude.
Man, I lost my train of thought. The bars of soap. It reminded me of Dr. Squanch if they went black metal. Is
Yeah.
what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I
that
love
looks
that.
fucking sick.
It smells really good. It smells really good. It's a good one. I usually don't even use bars of soap, but
Smells like tour bus and 3-day-old tour clothes. I'm just kidding. Actually, I don't know what it smells like. I need to get me a bar of that.
It's nice.
Try it out.
It's good. It's good.
You got to make a red one with a hint of the fake blood you use. That way, that'd be sick.
That's actually a really good idea. That's a
Big
really good
brain ideas.
That's a really good idea. But all right, I got one more question for you guys. I cannot thank you guys enough for coming all the way up here. This has been
thank you, man.
Fucking blast. You guys are always welcome back anytime, and I'm going to that show on December 11th. But the final question I like to ask everyone, this is, you see behind you there, there's a I Want to Believe poster.
Yes.
I am, outside of metal, another giant, Slimer.
Ghostbusters.
Yep. Favorite movie of all time. Another giant fucking passion of mine is the paranormal.
That's what we talked about.
Yep. That's why I said I know you got a story for me. So I like to, and I'm actually, this is the first time I'm saying this on camera, but I'm actually going probably very early January, going to be starting a new separate podcast that I'm going to call Follow the Reaper, which is totally a ripoff of one of the Bodum albums.
That's a lyric I have written down on my phone.
Yep. And it's going to be a paranormal podcast. So I every chance I get to ask new people, have any of you ever had an experience that you would describe as paranormal, whether it be ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, I don't care, just anything at all. Have you ever had an experience in your entire life that you'd go, I can't explain that, that's paranormal?
So this is when I was like 5 or 6 years old, maybe even 7, something like that. But we were on like a school field trip, right? And
in Ohio?
Yeah,
Okay.
in
Ohio's
Ohio,
haunted,
Toledo.
man.
So yeah, there's this bathroom. Some kid like ran out. He was like, "Dude, there's a fucking ghost in there." He said something like that, and we all walked in the bathroom. We seen like just like a fucking handprint on the mirror, just like pop out of nowhere, and we just fucking like ran right out of there. But
Whoa.
I don't
Watch
remember
me a
it
two-way
too well,
mirror.
but
Just like
no, it wasn't like a fucking.
it was just like steam, like if I was asleep with sweatproof.
No, it wasn't steam.
It was a ghost.
It was a while ago, but
Ghost Richard.
it seemed like
Steam.
fucking.
You know what I mean. That rhymed.
I can't explain it that
Fair
well.
enough. No,
but
no,
it
fair
was
enough.
fucking. It looked
You
like a
saw a
fucking ghost
handprint.
hand.
Did you physically watch it like up here? Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
So it couldn't have been like he smacked the mirror.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it just fucking-
You watched it show up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like the bathroom was getting fucking
But
hot either.
When I mean like steam, I don't mean like steam. I mean like, you know, when you touch glass,
Yeah,
or something,
yeah,
you
you-
leave your oil. Is that what it was, or was it like you saw like the detail of the
it
palm
was just
on
like
the back?
ghastly. Yeah.
That's interesting. Is it the only thing you've ever experienced?
It's the only thing I can think of right now.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Fair enough.
Sadly, no aliens have popped
I've
up
got
yet.
stories about aliens and ghosts from ex-girlfriends, best friends, all kind. I've never had an experience, but I do believe there's no way we're the only organisms.
Oh,
We got black magic, we got all kinds of stuff, and it's like, even if you don't believe in religion, like, we're here, we're an entity of some kind, we're a consciousness. There has to be other things like ghosts. We're not the only life beings. There's thousands of galaxies, and we're the only life forms.
no,
out
that's
of all
impossible.
these-
Of course
Yeah,
not.
absolutely
This
not.
Yeah.
Octopus. Look at octopus, bro. They look weird. You're
they
telling
are-
me
Octopi
we have
are
that.
aliens.
We have that on our planet, but we can't have something stranger than that. Just
100%.
on our planet. And then cats. I think cats are aliens, bro. You take a Siamese cat, like one of those naked cats. Not a Siamese cat. That's the
Oh, no.
black. You take a naked cat.
Yeah,
Take
hairless.
his
Yeah.
ears away. Okay, take his ears off and put him next to like a standard gray alien. They both got the big eyes and like the guitar pick shaped head.
Holy shit.
Throw some ears on the alien, some cat ears. It looks like a cat, and everybody says that in Egypt they got like they worship the cats, the
Dude.
pharaohs.
I've
all the-
never-
Spying on us.
How many
cats.
alien posters have you seen that has cats on it?
That's
Yeah.
all coming together,
It's
dude.
weird. They just sit there and they watch, and then they got the weird eyes. They got like the
hair, but
line pupils. It's like that's weird in itself.
the connection
Wait for
between
him to
the
blinking sideways.
hairless cat, take its ears away, put it next to a gray alien. damn it, dude. I've never thought of that. That is you're right. Like, they look the same. Basically, one's pink, one's gray, but holy shit. I've never thought of that.
It's not going to make them the same color, then they look the same.
I mean, no, I definitely see, that's the thing, is I want to believe. I actively investigate this shit. I go, like, a lot of the places you see on, like, the ghost TV shows or whatever, you can actually, you guys right down there in Mansfield, you can buy a ticket and go and get locked in Mansfield overnight.
I've been in there.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like all the places you see on TV, you can like buy a ticket.
Hopes got up when I said Mansfield. You went straight.
Yeah. Exactly. You can do that. Like, that's just a thing anybody can go do. And I've done every single one except for one that came available this year for the first time ever in Michigan. I've done them all in Michigan, and I'm a hardcore skeptic. But it's also something that has fascinated me since I was a child, and I want to believe. I'm still looking for that thing, that experience that tips it over the edge. But no question, when it comes to aliens and stuff, there's absolutely not a second of a doubt in my mind intelligent life exists outside of Earth. The only caveat is, have they ever been to Earth? That's the only thing. But at the same time, we got this new shit. We got the Tic Tac UFO video from the Navy and Commander Fravor and all.
Yeah, what is it?
You guys haven't heard about that?
I've seen it.
Well,
are you talking about where the dude heard the sirens?
Nope.
Nope.
Commander Fravor was a fighter pilot. Is a fighter pilot. Was I think. I don't think he's in the
abducted.
UFO. But him and like 2 or 3 other jets were scrambled off a battleship somewhere to go look at this thing that was coming up on radar that was literally shaped like a Tic Tac, like the little mint. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they physically watched it with their own eyes. And these are fucking United States fighter pilots, all right? Yeah. They watched it with their own eyes fucking drop at like an impossible speed, go into the water, and then come up out of the water and just fly away.
I bet you they grabbed something from the ground real quick, just hooked it up, said, "Oh, scrape, look, got it, let's go." One
major theory when it comes to aliens on Earth is that they have bases underwater.
I've heard about that.
Atlantis,
okay, think about
dude.
it. Okay, so
that makes sense.
That would make sense. But okay, so there's 2 things: Signs, the movie Signs. They're afraid of water, or the Battle of Los Angeles. They need the water.
Now, did you know that the Battle of Los Angeles that's something real? That actually, like, there was a situation over Los Angeles. I don't remember what year, but it was when pictures were still black and white.
And the first movie was like dated 88, something like that.
Okay.
And it was,
well, a whole bunch of fucking lights showed up over in the sky over Los Angeles, and there was a military base out there, and there's a picture in a fucking on the front cover of a newspaper that's literally an image of a whole bunch of spotlights on a saucer in the sky. And that's a real picture.
There was something like 4 months ago. This was like a month after I joined Cerebral.
All right.
There was something like these UFO-shaped shadow type stuff in New Mexico. They kept seeing stuff like hovering over New Mexico.
Yeah, so there's Occam's razor, right? Occam's razor says that the most likely answer is most often going to be the right answer. So that says that if you go on that line of philosophy, it's more than likely it's some sort of super secret military craft that, for a long time, a lot of people would see stealth bombers in the sky and think it was a UFO. But now, just in the last 10 years or so, you can go to the store and buy a little remote control drone. Yeah. The fuck do they have? You know what I mean? Like, they have stuff that's so much more advanced.
See, I was about to say that. My mom, she's not really she's more of religious,
Okay.
But she's not I don't know if she believes in ghosts and aliens, but she's not opposed to the idea, you know.
Fair enough.
And she always said, she was like, when computers and cell phones and everything came out, it was right after the Roswell crash in New Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they just happened to get this new technology, and
Yeah.
boom, here we go.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Now, that does kind of... Roswell crash was in the 40s, and then we end up landing on the moon in 1969. So in those 20, 30 years or so, and you're right, and so microwaves, cell phones, so much of our shit comes from the space program, but where did they get it from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even if
Like,
they had like what we had on planet Earth, you know, say they had the Mars element, whatever, they brought it over on the UFO, you know. All they need is that idea, some working components, and boom, they found the last element that just makes it grow 3 times as big. You know,
Yeah.
Like, we might have already had the stuff,
yeah.
but that crash definitely launched it 30 years in advance. You know what I mean? Like,
It's yeah. That shit is absolutely...
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's conspiracy, but
I mean,
And that is the kick, like, especially with the Roswell thing. That's a big kicker.
how can you hate what you don't understand?
There you go. That is a big.
Let's get some scientists up in here.
Yeah, there's this one
The
author.
innovators.
There's this woman author named Annie Jacobson, and she, through the Freedom of Information Act. So, Freedom of Information Act, you can't just like walk in and be like, "Give me all your information on UFOs." That's not how it works. You have to actually know the specific document and like specific numbers and all this stuff.
Detail.
And she went in to she actually figured it all out and obtained all the United States records on the Roswell crash. And what it ended up, her findings were, are they factual? Are they not? I don't know. But her findings through the Freedom of Information Act were that it was a Russian bomber plane, stealth bomber thing that made it all the way over here, then crashed, and then people started running like without anything. Like people just started calling it a UFO, and the government was like, you know what? With how high tensions are with Russia right now, it's much better for the public to think it was a UFO as opposed to a Russian craft that could have dropped a bomb, infiltrating our airspace that far into our country. That would scare people more than a UFO.
So basically, they're revealing secrets without revealing secrets.
Right? Is exactly.
To stop
So
commotion and
what
make
do you-
it 3 times as bad as
Yeah.
trying to control the society. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty interesting.
yeah. It's so that's an angle that I always kind of keep
But
in
now
mind.
it is open to the public about aliens being existence
Yes.
from the CIA. But at the same time, is that like okay? So I think it's more of a tactic. Like when the slaves were freed from slavery,
Civil War stuff?
Civil War.
Yeah. Okay.
Abraham Lincoln actually owned slaves,
Mhm.
and
Thomas
he
Jefferson.
didn't want to release the slaves, but it was a military tactic. Release them; they'll be focused on freedom while we're over here invading somewhere else. So like, oh, look at these free slaves. We have no idea what's happening over here.
Oh shit.
I think it's the same thing, you know. Now we're all aliens are real. Now we're focused on aliens while they're over here doing something no one's paying attention.
Sleight of hand. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like
9/11,
Yep. That's another big one. Yep.
which my friend was in the Marines, red card status. He knows a bunch of stuff, and he was like, "I'm not going to tell you. We're being monitored. It's keywords. Goes through a system like cookies." You know?
Oh, Edward Snowden.
He was like, conspiracies. Every conspiracy starts from somewhere.
Yes. It starts with yeah.
Apparently, 9/11, Bush's son bought the rights to the company, like insurance or whatever. So a few days before 9/11, so when the building got destroyed, he'd get all the insurance claim. So it's all
There's
all
a lot of shit
process,
like that.
yeah.
There's a
And they're
lot of
telling me-
shit like that.
They're telling us that it's like, oh, that's not a conspiracy. Reading the facts.
Yeah,
And
and
tell me it's not a conspiracy. That might not be 100% right, but there are sketchy
there's
details
sketchy
out there.
shit that happened for sure.
And then I got a meme on my phone where Bush did the meme face, like, come on now, like, you know. Like,
Yeah.
And he updated that meme picture of him on 9/11. Like, I basically got away with it. Look at me.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of real I actually just heard a podcast with somebody, and it's kind of like triple hand, I guess, but the guy that was talking on the podcast knew someone that worked in the Pentagon on that day. And apparently she was like, she just sat down to her desk, she started typing into her computer, and she pressed a button, and then literally she was in the spot that got hit and survived. And she thought that a button she pressed just caused an explosion. Like, that was her first initial reaction.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But then she was alive. She was okay, and she was like, there was no plane. There was no plane that hit that. That's what she said.
I mean,
so
it would make sense. You know, it's supposed to be termite. You know, it's like the explosions are all fucking not termite. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Explode.
Yeah, it explodes. Yeah. It's a lot of weirdness.
And it's like
high weirdness.
I don't know. The videos don't make sense.
Lots
Planes
of it.
crashing in, then you got like this explosion coming outside. Nah, brother, you're gonna see the plane come out and everything else come with it. You're not gonna
Building
see the
7
other side explode.
Yeah.
Okay, if I break this beer bottle and slam like that, the glass isn't coming out over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's a lot of weirdness. There's a lot of weirdness with that one. Yeah, that's a deep rabbit hole for sure. But I know you got some fucking ghost stories for me.
Went down the rabbit hole for a second.
I was like, oh, I gotta collect myself real quick. Okay, some ghost stories.
Because we talked about this when we met for the first time when we were down there at the Toledo Main Street Bar in Toledo. We talked, and I asked, have you ever seen a ghost?
It was.
And you have some stories for me.
It was more so when I was a kid. Like, I don't know if it's just in that weird stage where like your brain's still developing, because your brain goes through a lot of like critical
change
stages, you know, like when you're younger. But it's evolving like a Pokemon.
We all do.
I was like around the ages of like 4 or 5, and we had just my parents had this house built like out in the middle of nowhere, dude, like yeehaw country land
In Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like rural Ohio, like, you know, you're going down the road and there's like a tractor in your way, like you're just like,
Yep.
oh great.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that. And when I was like 4, I would go and open our house door and basically invite this like entity to come in. I called him Cookie. I was like, come in the house, Cookie, or whatever. My mom's like, oh, he's just got an imaginary friend or whatever. But I would be like playing, like, we had an air hockey table. It would look like I was playing air hockey by myself, but I would be having like conversations with this thing. I mean, I only remember like bits and pieces. I was so young. But it was no, I wouldn't hit I would just be like, I would just keep scoring. It was weird. It was like I knew that there was something else there with me, but it was like I was playing it by myself. Like it was really weird, dude. And then like I would go like hang out for like a few hours, and then and when I was talking to it was basically like I was talking to myself. It was, my mom's just like, you're just doing like little kid shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I would like open the door, tell him to leave or whatever, and like it did that for most of the time when I lived there. And like occasionally I would hear voices. Like I would be in another room and I would hear someone say my name, like Collin or hey.
That makes
and
sense.
I would think that it was like my mom or someone like upstairs, and like I'd go up through the house, like she'd be outside.
That makes sense though, because an entity won't come in unless welcomed, and it has to leave when you tell them to leave. But as soon as you welcome them, they have access to get your attention.
Yeah, it was super strange. Like you remember that elephant game? The butterflies. The butterflies. Dude, I would run around and play that game with this thing like all the time, like upstairs by myself. Like it was super weird. So I thought of it as just being normal. Like I just was just like, it's just a thing that happens. But it's just a thing that happens. But yeah, like I would hear my name being called, and like I would be like either the only one in the house or the only one outside.
Now, did you see this thing, or did you just know his presence was there?
I just knew the presence was there. This is where things get weird, because my dad has had like all kinds of experiences too. Should get him on the show. My dad's awesome. He could
Hell
tell
yeah.
you could tell you all kinds of ghosts, like paranormal stuff.
You know who Jason Richardson is, the guitarist?
Oh yeah.
His dad's name is also Jason Richardson.
Oh, wow.
And he
Yeah,
was telling me
he's-
about him. I thought his dad was
Synchronicity.
the guitarist. I was like, bro.
Yeah, I go to Jason Richardson's like the guitar player on all of his posts. I like angry react it and put "You're not my dad." Like, all of his posts. I like. But,
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I was in bed.
No, you're
at
Richard's
my-
son.
I'm
Richard's son. Richardson. Richard's
Quit interrupting
son.
my story.
All right.
No, yeah, so I was in bed, and this is a story my dad had told me. He was laying, like kind of about to go to sleep, and he said the bedroom door to our house, or yeah, to his room or whatever, like cracked open, and he saw like the figure of a kid standing there, and he thought it was me. He was just like, "Oh, hey buddy, what's going on?" He just saw like my silhouette in the doorway, and he said the figure like turned and kind of just like moved like quickly down the hallway and down the stairs, and he got up. He's just like what? And he followed it, or he followed it to the stairway and looked down, and then he looked at my bedroom door. My bedroom door was closed, so he opened it, and I was just sound asleep. So he's like, what he saw was
Saw a figure.
completely different, like a kid, like kid-sized, you know.
Okay.
And he was just like, that's crazy. And then like we ended up moving out of that house not too long after that. And one of the last things I remember, I would always hear that voice, like it would call my name sometimes or whatever, when I would be the only one in the house. I was at my grandma's house, and the last thing I ever heard that voice say, it was like it was one of those things, like we knew we weren't going back to that old house. It was just like the day before, it was just like, yeah, this is like, hey, our last day here. Next day I woke up at my grandma's house, I heard the voice, it was like, goodbye Collin, and like a bunch of laughter, and like it freaked me out so bad. I was by myself on like our living room couch, like super early in the morning before anyone else was up. I remember hearing that, like it was like right in my ear. It was so creepy, and there was no one else in the room. I jumped off the couch and like ran right back to my room. I was just like, it was scary. But I never,
Holy
after
shit.
we moved out, I never heard that voice again. I never had like the presence or feeling of it there. Like, super weird.
Wow. Yeah, that's I've never heard a. Well, honestly, I don't think I've ever heard a disembodied voice. There is this weird thing that happened literally like 2 days, like this week, like this whole week. I've been out in Flint working with my cousin, and like literally like 2 days ago, I was sitting there at a table working, and normally I would have like a wireless earbud in, listening to a podcast or whatever, but my headphones were dead, so I didn't have anything in my ears. And it's super loud in the room. That's why you usually have you're sitting at a table with like 4 or 5 other people, but I had the headphones in because you can't hear anybody talk anyway. So I'm sitting there listening to podcasts, and but it had been a couple hours since I had headphones in at this point, and I swear to God, I heard a voice in my right ear. What did it say? It was like, "Excuse me." It said, "Excuse me." But the weird part was like, when someone comes up over your shoulder and just like says something in your ear, you physically feel it, like in your ear, you actually feel it. Not necessarily the breath.
You feel the vibrations of like
The vibration. Yeah. I physically felt it in my ear. So I looked to the person. There was someone sitting to my right. I was like, "What?" And they're like, "I didn't say anything." And so I just kind of like brushed it off, and didn't bring it up or anything. But like, that was the first time, literally, it was like someone right here was like, "Excuse me," like loud. Like I heard it clear as day.
And that's what it was very similar to like what I would experience as a kid. It was like always felt like it was right by your ear.
Yeah.
Like, it's super freaky.
And that's the first time, literally like 2 or 3 days ago. It was the first time and I don't know what it was. I don't know if maybe my brain played a trick on me or something, but like that because I was at a location that it's not haunted. Like as far as like I know, it's my cousin's garage. Like, so like I can't explain that one, but I've had a small handful of weird experiences, especially going to all the places that I go to and investigate and stuff. But I'm still looking for that one thing. But that's wild. That's wild. You had something. Now, did you say your parents built that place? Or
They had it. They had it
Okay.
built.
They had it built.
Yeah, they bought the land and the property,
And then they built the house.
Mm-hmm. So like it was like completely just.
Well, that's extra unique then, because typically these are like old houses. You hear those kinds.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Well, that was the thing though. I had to open the door to let it in, so maybe it was something that happened in the area.
Well, the land on the land.
Yeah.
What if it's like typically with that kind of stuff, I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but if there is any kind of Native American burial stuff anywhere on any kind of property, it's always like fucking haunted. Like every time. So I almost wonder if there'd be anything like that on that property, if that property has any sort of history like that at all.
Yeah, it's like
fascinating.
out in the middle of like absolute nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
have any of you would any of you describe having any sort of experience with like a cryptid of any kind, like a Bigfoot or a dog man or anything?
I have not.
Fair enough. It's like the rarest ones. So
yeah, I've been out in the woods like plenty of times at night. Like I've always, and I'll be out like with friends and stuff, and we'll always like talk about them, and then I'll end up freaking myself out so bad. I'm just like, no, dude.
Same. I watch like alien documentaries and stuff, and I'll just as soon as the documentary, like mid documentary, I'm like, something's watching me. Always looking back. One day I was watching alien documentaries talking about aliens. I was walking home, and I actually got lyrics on my phone just about like aliens watching me. It's like I feel a presence, and it's like they almost know that I'm studying them. Like, oh, I know, I'm up here above you in my UFO, watching, listening to every thought you have about me.
Yeah, they might.
Like,
Yeah,
I've wear them aluminum hats,
right?
I've never had like a full-on cryptid experience, and I've gone to the Mothman Museum.
Oh shit!
And
Cool.
yeah,
Point
dude, I've been
Pleasant?
there. I've been there twice.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's super like it's just creepy down there,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like, I follow this stuff. Like, I think it's all really cool, but I've never had an experience with it. Now I guess this is like a story, but I don't really think. I think it was just like a really weird coincidence. This is funny. I was with my friend Wit, and we call her Wit the Pit. We bring her to all the shows, and she broke her rib at Guar like a week ago. So
Well, no, not fuck yeah, but like that's metal,
Yeah, we had someone. There was someone that broke their leg at Death Fest.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It was bad. I actually helped carry him out to the
Yeah,
car.
the
It was
convalescent
pretty bad. He had to
basis,
go
yeah.
like right to the hospital.
Oh god.
Yeah, so Wit and I were at this park, and at like 4 a.m, and we were
Okay.
just like running around being stupid, like doing Cannibal Corpse screams and stuff. I was just like, oh man, you get like good acoustics in the shelter house. Here, let me show you. And we're like screaming and stuff, and like all of a sudden like we see a cop car, because you can see like from, I mean the park's like huge, and you can see where people pull in.
Right.
We saw a cop pull in, and we're just like, fuck. And basically, dude, this cop pulls right up to the shelter house. There's like a good there's like a walkway up to the shelter house, but he had his lights on. He totally had to have seen us, like 100%. His lights were on us. Like, I was like 18 at the time. I think she was 17, or like just turned 17. So it's just like 2 teenagers
Kids.
like out at 4 a.m.
Making
I'm just like okay, he's like gonna come up and talk to us. So he sits in his cop car for like 15 minutes straight, and we're just like, okay. And he gets out and he just goes into the woods, like completely past us and stays in the woods for like 30 minutes, and we're just like, what? Like,
Weird.
this does not make any sense. Like, he should have come up to, like,
Yeah.
we're just like, there is no way he wouldn't have seen us.
So
Like,
you're doing vocals in the building?
yeah, so like we were being
Probably what it was.
no,
He was
we were
like-
being loud too, like, and like
Ghost cop.
I mean, we weren't in the building, like we were just in like the shelter house area, like it was exposed outside.
I mean, the average though. How often does a cop walk up to a human going in the woods as loud as he can, or building with harmonics, making everything echo, and the next thing you know, there's a woods.
but he had to have seen us though.
Yeah,
but like
he
this
doesn't
was,
look at you thinking, oh, that man's going loud as fuck.
he
you know
still
what I
would
mean?
have he still would have
Yeah.
like questioned us though.
Yeah, it's still 2 kids in a
True.
park at 4
Yeah.
a.m. So
So
good
he comes back to his car, and then like is kind of standing by there, and then he goes in the like how this park is. There's like where we were at. There's like goes a little bit, and there's like all woods, and then like this way there's like a playground and like a trail and like some more wooded area, and then after he comes back to the car and like he's directly in front of us, he goes to the other side and checks out that whole area, and comes back and sits in his car for like another like 15 minutes, and then just leaves. And we're just like, dude, that was a fucking skinwalker. We're just like, that was a skinwalker cop. I sincerely doubt it was, but like that's we were talking about it forever. We're just like, that is like one of the weirdest things that has ever happened.
yeah.
And like we were freaked out
That
the
is
whole
bizarre.
time too. We're just like, dude, maybe he just wasn't even a cop. Maybe he's like a
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Identified
It was-
as a cop really wouldn't.
It was just
Good
yeah.
cover.
It was just weird, dude. I don't know. That's like my only. It's not even like a cryptid story, but it's like a story I always think of when cryptids get brought up, because
There's no
just
explanation. Yeah.
how weird it is.
There's been plenty of times where I've been in a park at 4 a.m. and if a cop rolls up, they're coming out and talking to me every fucking time. So
Even at like
Yeah.
midnight.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. For
if,
sure.
if you're in the park after dark,
dark, right?
like-
Which is typically when they close.
He said, "There's my fellow skinwalkers over there."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we just thought it was so bizarre, and like
It is.
he obviously saw us. Like
Yeah.
his lights were right on us.
That's weird.
I do have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you're good. You know what? We'll here. You go ahead. We'll wrap this up.
I'm not saying wrap it. I don't know where it's at.
Oh no, right out there, left and then right. Right down the
I
hallway right
believe
there.
in you.
But yeah, we will wrap this up because that was kind of the last question I had for you guys, and we've been going for a good clip. So,
Good time.
anything? Yeah, no. Thank you guys so much. This
yeah, thank you.
means the absolute world to me. You guys have no idea. Like to have people actually here, like in person, is fucking.
It's fucking awesome.
Oh, it's awesome. Anything you guys got to plug? Anything? You got the show on December 11th in Jackson, Michigan. Any other shows? Anything you're working
Show
on?
December 4th.
December
One
4th.
we're headlining in Mansfield.
Fuck yeah.
Belcher's Bar.
We're
Yeah.
working on an
Bar,
album
Mansfield,
right
Ohio.
now.
Okay. First, that would be the first full length.
First full length.
Okay.
Yep. Right now we got 8 songs. We're planning on finishing writing up like 2 more, and then getting it going. I tracked guitars for like 4 songs so far, but we pretty much like just started on it not too long ago. But like a lot of the material's been written already. We just gotta get all the parts and pieces
Kinda
together.
structured.
Yeah. Yeah. What? I forgot to ask you this earlier. What for both of you? What's your favorite like brand? I guess to play. What do you?
Schecter.
Fuck yeah.
He plays
yeah,
Schecter.
we did talk about that. Yeah.
I have a Legator. It's a
Legator?
Legator 7-string. It's a multi-scale. It's the Ninja Performance Series.
I don't know if I've ever heard of Legator. Huh.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
it's a pretty awesome guitar. Like when you get a Legator, usually the pickups aren't the greatest, so I put some bare knuckles in them.
Okay. Hell
And
yeah.
Richard,
It
do you
just
play
sounds
the
fucking flawless.
Fuck yeah.
Do you play the first stack guitars? No, I'm just joking. No, we're just talking about guitar brands.
Oh fuck.
Hell yeah. So you guys, couple shows coming up. Is that it for the rest of the year? Is it the 4th?
Yeah, the 4th
In
and
Mansfield,
the 11th. That
and
should be the end
11th.
of this year.
And
then-
As far as we know.
right.
What, what do you have? Don't you have an Ibanez?
No, I just bought a 7-string Jackson
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
I think it's a dinky series. So
Okay,
it's
well, those are sick,
probably,
though. Dinkies are great.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, it was the Valsine's guitars, and I actually was learning, and my other guitarist turned the garage light off, and I'm over there closing the garage door and have to go out, lock it from the inside, go out, turn the light off. So now I'm across the room, PA's all over the ground. I trip, and I go to put my hands out, and I grab the neck of the guitar, and I just push it in front of me, and I slammed it. I'm on top. I'm like, no. And he was like, well, I was just going to sell it to you for your birthday anyways. And he was like, all right, bet. And it was more like a front, and he owed me money. He was just like, don't even worry about it.
Huh?
So, free guitar.
There you go.
Free guitar.
There you go.
I've been playing.
Oh, better
Yeah,
one.
dude.
Hell yeah. So and you guys are working on new album. Is there any like roughly, do you have like any like a release time period or a recording time period? Roughly?
420.
Roughly,
I like that.
What do you say?
maybe
420.
maybe for a single, the full
Okay.
album probably maybe like July or
middle next year. Okay.
yeah, middle next year, probably summertime, something like that.
That's
Fantastic.
what we're going
Good
for.
time frame, yeah.
Fantastic.
We got some demos.
Mm-hmm.
Not out, obviously. You know, just some rough drafts.
Well, whatever the next thing you guys release is, I will definitely do a reaction video for it. And
Fuck yeah.
we call it we don't really do reviews, but we call it dark reflections, where we just reflect on albums that we love.
Have
And
you,
whenever
listened to Split yet?
yeah, oh yeah, plenty of times.
So say if you haven't, do one of those, but now it wouldn't be a full.
Yeah, I could. I
First
mean, it just came
experience,
out, so I could still probably pull it off. Honestly, it's pretty recent, so it would make sense. But yeah, and whenever the album comes out, I'll definitely do that. And if you guys want to come back on and promote the album or whatever, or if you just want to,
Yeah,
if
no
you're fucking
doubt.
bored and want to shoot the shit, just let me know. Like this, that's all this is. So thank you guys so much for being on the show. This has been absolutely amazing.
Thank you. It's
I
fucking
can't-
awesome. Appreciate it.
Like-
Sponsor the Too Hard.
It's fun, no doubt.
Yeah, right. Sponsored by Too Hard.
Sponsor Cerebral Cortex.
Yeah, there we go.
Sponsor Lost in the Dark.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you guys so much for coming all the way up here. It really means a lot to me. So thank you guys. And yeah, I guess that'll do. Yeah, I'll do intro and outros for all the plugs and everything. I'll get those in there. But yeah, thank you guys. Can't thank you guys
Badass.
enough. So yeah, raise your fucking horns, everybody. This has been Lost in the Dark with Cerebral Cortex. So you can see why that was fucking crazy for me. Like, they came all the way up here. We kind of like met offhandedly at like an event that I went to down there in Toledo. And I mean, it just means the absolute world to me that they came all the way up here just to be on this fucking podcast. You know, you know, metalheads, DIY till we die. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than these guys are forever carved into the Crip Crew Hall of Fame for doing that. Not many bands have I had in studio, and they are certainly the only ones that I've never seen live, that I've had live in the studio, and it means the world to me. And I will be going to see them on December 11th in Jackson, Michigan at the Music Box. Saturday night, people. It's a Saturday night. Come the fuck on. Like, we gotta go. Let's go. Come on, Michigan. Let's show these people what the fuck is up. Come on, Michigan metalheads. So I hope you all enjoyed that episode as much as I did recording it. It was an absolute honor to have them on. I love them to death. But without further ado, that's going to do it for this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. Thank you all. If you're hearing this right now, that means you made it to the end. I cannot thank you from the bottom of my heart enough. I could never tell you what that means to me. And that's going to do it. So everybody, you know the drill. Raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads to some motherfucking Cerebral Cortex. Holy shit. Be there on December 11th in Jackson, Michigan at the Music Box. Love y'all to death. Raise your horns. Good night.